Yep. You heard that right? Let's go. So, we got us a fire show today with a lot going on in training camp.
The final word.
Man, let's put them all together. Yes, we have Miss Iisha Morrison from the draft show. Looking just as creamy as DMV. And then on top of that, we still cheating with no other than himself, Mr. J Tuck.
The final word.
Let's go. And we got a lot of football to talk about. But first of all, let me turn this down. Let's talk. Can we just, before we start the show, can we kind of talk about like what's been going on with Philly and just we ain't gonna go too bad on them, but just how y'all feeling about people using our training camp for publicity?
For clout?
Yeah, let me turn
clout?
this to you, DMV. First with you, DM.
Hey, bro, look. It's really hard, bro. Like, I mean, it must really suck that you can't like just go off your own merit. Like, you gotta like. Here's the thing. Like, for the most part, all of us content creators, we've kind of treated them like the little brother that they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just gonna be who they are. So we ain't fighting with them. We just letting them be, and they can't do it, bro. They that basketball player. They ain't got no left hand. Like, we gonna keep pushing you left, and you ain't got no left hand, and we gonna keep showing you. We gonna keep exposing you.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't about football. Y'all don't know football. You know what I'm saying? All y'all do is watch what we do and try and mimic it and try and do what we do. But here's the thing: if you don't know football, it ain't gonna work. So you got to revert to the types of things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of lame. It's real lame. You ain't gonna lay into them. I'm gonna lay into them. And what they gonna do? What they gonna do?
Right.
Show me some film that they don't know what they looking at? Like,
man, DMV is
they ain't gonna talk football to me.
Oh, wow.
They ain't gonna talk football to me.
Wait.
What they gonna do?
Hey, you gotta
gonna
take
troll?
a break. You gotta take a breath so I can at least hit an
My bad.
effect. Take
My
a
bad.
breath, just real quick.
I'm sorry.
Wait, that boy wasn't even breathing.
Fuck your ish.
Dropping
Fuck
bombs.
your ish.
Yes, indeed. So let's go around the full circle. Iisha, how you is it something that, obviously you in a promoted place, but does it kind of get to you a little bit when you kind of looking into the streets?
It's been getting on my nerves, man, because I find it odd because y'all making fun of a quarterback that dropped 40 on you every time you see you.
Ooh,
It's weird.
she
It's
not
real
lying.
weird. Real weird behavior.
It's weird. It really is. Like,
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable in a sense because I just ain't never seen another team be infatuated with another team in this way. So I smell fear.
ooh,
I smell fear. Like, I really do. I feel like everybody has the Cowboys name in their mouth in a different way to where we're sitting here looking at camp, and when it's the total opposite of what we, the people who are leaked in, feel like, yeah, you're scared, my guy. Move around.
man.
I'm scared.
Hey, and listen, she said that right. The people that are linked in, you going too far. Tough. Sir.
Yeah, man. I just say it's a difference between hate and obsession. And when it comes to a lot of these Eagles people out there, it's an obsession with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they the people lurking in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? They stay up in the trees watching every move that we make. And all I hear is the Cowboys ain't been to no Super Bowl or we ain't been in no NFC Championship game. Well, the 49ers is who they played in the NFC Championship game. They go on podcasts. They players bomb on Eagles players. They bomb on the fan base. They play them this year, but they ain't posting no clips or talking about their training camp. Why are you watching us? They're watching us because they know we where the party's at. Everybody wants to be in the VIP, but some cats got to stay down in the general admission and watch how we ball up here. So I ain't worried about no Eagles.
Man, Tuck, you too fly. You too fly.
And your quarterback ain't worried.
Real.
About it. He see him on the schedule and smile. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Wait.
You know,
Come on, man.
you gotta know. You know what I'm saying? They just not. Everybody want to be in the VIP, man, because it's lit up here. You know?
It is. No, it's lit. It's lit. It is so lit.
It
It
is.
is so lit right now.
Right.
So we done got it out. Y'all heard us. We got it all out. We feeling better. Now we gonna talk about us. You know what
Let's
I
get
mean?
it.
We gonna talk about us. We ain't talking about feeling no more. Don't. We gonna talk about us. Let's go.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah, I've been really in the field, let her rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to
Really in
little
the
old me
field.
to make a pick,
Yeah, I'd be really
it would
in
probably
the field.
go a little
Be
something
outside.
like this.
No way out
And with
today.
the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh.
What pick it was.
Mama say no AI, boss. No, we not doing the AI today, baby.
No AI.
The game try to tell y'all about that.
He did. He really did.
I will move down.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. That's a, we got to trade. We got to trade.
BossCowboySports and the OC
We gotta
and
trade.
Skywalker. I said this is the place to move
We were
down.
just sitting here talking
Now
Justin
listen,
Fields.
I said it loud
Oh
and
my
clear. This
God,
is the place
to
to
the
move down.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, go hard, or go home. Go hard, go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the
look,
pick.
man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this got to be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. My hair got this long is about as hell, where bro. I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid
see
player
you.
from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Of a race car like a target, I'm caught filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich, I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard,
Or go home, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. We tired of playing right now. We're sick of playing. So first, Iisha, is that gonna be our normal studio? That new look that y'all had today?
No, so they are remodeling the old studio. So they got us in the big studio. Y'all, I've been.
I was getting
Yeah,
ready to
I'm
say. I was
like-
like, girl, you done promoted.
Yeah.
Yo, like I'm not even a fan of cameras. I don't even really like pictures like that. So I was under them lights stressed. So I'm just adjusting to it right now, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I put it like this. I'd rather you get thrown into the file and just figure it out than to be dreaming from the outside. You know what I mean?
Right.
So rock with it and you go kill it, you know what I'm saying? So I want to start off because, we go show off this new studio, you with the big chair, because you brought out something that I don't think a lot of people noticed, but you brought it out So we gonna show off the new studio, but we gonna also feature what you saying real quick about that.
Looks smooth. He's going through his progressions well. And you mentioned his accuracy. That's obviously something he can continue to work on. But I felt like when his legs were also necessary, that he used them behind this offensive line, and his escapability is high level right now as well. So I do think that he does look comfortable in the system. And one thing that you do notice is that the tempo, it's 1, 2, 3, the ball is out. And if the check down is there, he'll take it. If it's not there, he's using his legs to escape. And I think that's something that we wanted to see last year. So I'm very much looking forward to them continue to build upon that. And
Yeah. So you was talking about Dak. And you was talking about him getting the ball out, but you also talked about his legs. So I want you to kind of talk about what you're seeing out there with Dak's legs, man. We were very curious about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Tuck's seen it too. It's like when he doesn't see nothing, he's just taking off. There's no hesitation. There's no, I mean, we also saw some RPO stuff going on, design runs. We haven't seen those really implemented. I think he might really have the green light to take advantage. And also too, with the West Coast and just kind of how things are, that it looks like how it's structured, he's going to have a lot of opportunities to go get it, because I do think that people are going to overcommit to having to stop this passing game with how it's looking like it's gonna be. So and to me, honestly, with Dak Prescott, I think that his running ability is such an intricate part of his game. To me, that's half of the reason why he became an NFL level quarterback. That's why he is here. When you look at what he did at Mississippi State, he was dominant on the ground when he needed to be, and to take that element out of his game is a disservice to him, and I think it's a disservice to the team. So, I mean, we've seen, every running quarterback the Cowboys went against last year gave this defense, which is one of the best fits, and I would like to be on the other side of that.
Yeah, Tuck, I know you got to expound on that.
Yeah.
So exactly what Iisha was saying. When you watch Dak Prescott at camp thus far, it feels like he's getting through his progressions a whole lot quicker. It's 1, 2, check down, or if not, he feels the pressure, use his legs. Now, I'm not sure if that's something that Mike McCarthy's installing in him. Is it a collaborative effort between him and Dak? But you got to think back, even when Mike McCarthy was coaching Aaron Rodgers, right? Even though Aaron Rodgers had the arm talent, he would still use his legs when need be. So I don't think that they're going to run Dak and turn him to a Lamar Jackson, but the encouragement is going to be there that, hey, if things hit the fan, don't hesitate to take off and keep the chains moving. Because I feel like, talking about the interceptions that were partially Dak's fault last year, is when the pocket collapsed, he got a little bit pressed, and he would possibly reach a little bit, versus just kind of trusting his instincts. And just like Iisha said, that's who he was coming out of Mississippi State. We saw what he did his rookie season, so it feels like this offense is really going to get Dak back to his roots. And you see him in those clips and other clips, he's definitely taking off. And with the speed that we have with our wide receiver core, you're going to have to get back, which is going to open up those run lanes for Dak Prescott. So I expect Dak to use his legs a whole lot more than we see probably the last 2 years.
And DMV, we was talking behind the scenes, and you was talking about some of the success you was seeing from the quarterbacks in general. I wanted you to kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, so it's actually mainly, talking about systems, right? Like I was talking about, like, when you have a true system in place, how it can be quarterback friendly, but not just quarterback friendly, but it's easier to develop players. You know what you're looking for based on traits, and they're able to develop because you have something in place. And it looks like, this year, opposed to previous years, that the quarterbacks are having an easier job, really, knowing what their reads are, knowing what their progressions are. We're not seeing so many of the footballs hitting the ground and, terrible throws. Like last year, Cooper Rush, I want to say, almost hit somebody on the tower or something like that. Like, it looks like everybody is decisive in what they're doing, and I think that it has a lot to do with the concepts. And more than anything, I think they're really buying into, everybody on the offensive side of the ball is buying into what they're doing. So it's good to see. I think that Iisha talked about it before with the pace of things and how it looks. You could really see what she was talking about with the OTAs, and that's what having a system is. We're not used to seeing it, and it's a good thing to see.
So, Tuck, I'm going to run an audible real quick. I wasn't even going to put this in the show, but since you here, this is a Christmas present from me to you. Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is
All right.
for you, and we gonna go around a circle on this. All right.
We've talked to a couple of guys out here, and they seem to have an idea with Mike calling the plays now, and it's his offense. It's easier for them, that they've simplified it some way. What are you most excited about in seeing Mike McCarthy calling the plays?
It's Dak friendly.
Oh, wait. It's me.
He's going to have the offensive line is going to be able to protect him better. Their spacing is narrower, which is conducive to protection. He's going to have more opportunity to dump the ball off to the backs. He's going to have less to do before the snap and less to read after the snap. The receivers are going to be less dependent upon reading the D-back. And
what?
Come on, Jerry.
Come on, Jared.
are going to be less dependent upon reading the D-back.
Tuck, it's on you. It's your world.
What was that little Boosie meme? I told y'all, bro. Like, everything that we've been trying to echo and signal about this offense, here we go. Of Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, to CeeDee Lamb, to Dak Prescott, saying how what me and Boss was trying to highlight was serious issues. And I think that the first thing that kind of stood out is the Dak-friendly offense, right?
Yes.
Less to do at before pre-snap and also post-snap. Because if you kind of look the last 2 years, right, when Dak came back from injury, Dak was doing a lot pre-snap. I'm like, there was a lot of action, a lot of thinking, a lot of adjustments. I'm not sure if there were smoke signals or not, but it was just a lot. And then post-snap, you had to get those progressions. So, that's the one thing that really stuck out. But then also the option route. And we talked frequently about that. Being an NFL talent is one thing, but to be able to come off the line of scrimmage, beat your defender, also read the coverage, but not only read the coverage, but make sure you're reading the coverage the same exact way your quarterback is reading, it causes too many miscues. Now, there are some high IQ wide receivers that can do it, but last year we really didn't have the talent in place for that kind of offense. And so it's like DMV was saying, the reason why you're seeing Jalen Tolbert look like a completely different player, Kevontae Turpin and Jalen Marino and Jalen Brooks, and the list goes on, is because of the simplified approach where you're saying, hey, this is the route. This is why you need to run this route. Now go use your God-given ability and just beat the cornerback. And you're seeing a lot of these young guys really grasp it. And also the quarterbacks are really looking a lot more fluid than they looked in previous years as well. So I'm excited, man. Thank you for my Christmas gift. Thank you for my Christmas gift,
You're welcome, man. I love you, bro. Hey, man. That's love from me, bro.
We were called conspiracy theories.
Yeah. No, we got you, Big.
All sorts of stuff.
Big, turn your phone to the side. I'm not going to show your camera until you turn your phone to the side.
Okay, well, I'm just calling in right quick because I got a flat tire. I'm at the store right now. Just got done fixing my flat with my boo. Appreciate you. So the tire was flat, took forever to get it done. I'm at the store. I'm on the way to the crib, so I'm just giving y'all the heads up. I've been listening. I'll talk to y'all soon.
See, we flexible like that, Big. We flexible, so come on back.
Hey, Big, you gonna want
here soon. Appreciate
Big,
y'all.
you gonna want to hear what I gotta say about Jerry.
All right.
Okay, I'll be there soon. What's up, Iisha?
So, Iisha, just real quick, I want you to just get your thoughts on just kind of seeing like how what Tuck was talking about looked like a simplified offense and stuff like that, and how it's benefiting everybody, and who specifically do you think that is benefiting?
Oh, I think it's benefiting everyone. And this is the thing, man. It's like, I think that the word QB friendly has gotten somehow of a negative rep. Like, people hear that and they think your quarterback is not intelligent. They think that you're trying to simplify things because the quarterback can't pick up on it. And I'm like, the idea is to make things as simple as possible for the quarterback. They already got the hardest job in a sense anyway. So it's like, I think that hearing Dak friendly, and we've heard that word before, but we didn't see that, right? Like, we've heard people use those words saying that this offense is going to be Dak friendly, but I don't think that we've seen it to this capacity. And Isaiah Stanback said something the other day on, I think, Talking Cowboys about the West Coast system, and he said there's only 9 routes in the West Coast system. Now, granted, you can add wrinkles. I'm sure different coaches do everything, but the foundation is 9 routes. And if I'm a young player and I understand, I just have to learn those routes, learn my cues, learn my hand signals or whatever. I think that makes it easier for everybody around to know what their job is and how to continue to do their job and be cohesive. So I'm Dak friendly sounds good to me, but the fact that we're actually seeing that it looks friendly because he looks sharp. He looks sharp. That to me is encouraging because we've heard it before and it didn't look that friendly.
Yeah, and real quick, shout out to John Machota for these clips, which is coming from his Twitter page.
Oh yeah, he's the GOAT.
So I just want to give credit, we always want to give everybody the credit for what they working for. These boys out there working.
They out there working hard.
Yeah,
they out there working hard, man.
Yeah, so
everybody.
It's just right for y'all to know where we getting this stuff. But go ahead, Tuck.
And just to add on to what Iisha was saying, though, also with this West Coast offense, what I'm seeing a lot of bunch formations. And if you watch the show that me and Henny Moore did, where we went through those concepts like mesh and dragon, those types of things, you're seeing it a lot when it comes to this Cowboys offense. And once again, it's a simplified approach where Dak doesn't have to think, and he's also getting the ball to the flats a lot with Tony Pollard and also Deuce Vaughn. And so, it's just quick release. Now I say this about this clip. Micah, the offense looks quicker unless Micah in there. When Micah's in there, bro, ain't nothing going down. That's a whole other conversation. Like, Micah ain't letting us get no reps. But when Micah is off the field, our offense is looking a whole lot quicker and a whole lot, and a whole lot leaner and just more in sync, because you're seeing a lot of those reps that we talked about, earlier in other shows. But yeah, Mike is out there just wrecking stuff. But that's it.
Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask a question?
Of course.
I wanted to ask you guys, because some of you guys are coached and stuff like that. When you have a player like Micah that is truly wrecking practices, how do you navigate that? And it's again, I know you don't want to tell him to stop because you don't want to lose that intensity. But if you actually are trying to evaluate guys, what do you do? I'm asking you guys, what would you do, or how would you handle that?
I've had players like that before. Really, more than anything, you really just got to teach the other guys how to deal with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the best approach. You don't ask him to dial it back. But more than anything, too, what you might want to do is sharpen his knives in other areas, too. Don't just have him rush the passer, but have him go to linebacker and work on those skills as well. But more than anything, the people who are blocking him are going to just have to learn how to deal with him. But I get it. I get what Tuck is saying. You can't have no practice, but they just got to learn how to put 2 bodies on them or something. You know what I'm saying? Game plan against them in practice. Because guess what? Other teams are going to do it. So other teams are going to have to learn how to deal with them. So, at the end of the day, you don't ask them to dial back. That's the short answer.
And then, good question, Iisha, because I only coached on a very small level. I coached at the Boys and Girls Club, so so I'm not gonna go too heavy to what you asked. I'll be capping, but I will say I do sense the danger that you sense. Micah's so good that he can hurt. It's this on this play right here.
Yeah,
Micah, stay up, dog. That's Dak.
Bro, we almost, everybody out there almost threw up. I almost threw up.
Oh my God!
It was just
Yeah,
and,
but
that's just him
going
hard.
He fell.
He fell, but I remember coaches, they used to go crazy on us for touching them balls with the red jersey.
I was telling one of the guys last night in college when I did that, they kicked me out of practice.
Yeah, they did me
I had to go. I was the scum of the earth. Just for what
that scared the hell out of me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just being. What you gonna say on that, Aisha? You had a different perspective.
No, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he heard some words.
Okay. Yeah. See.
And I'm only saying that because Tuck and those guys said that Mike McCarthy was a little upset.
Right.
Okay, good.
So I'm assuming they're gonna address it because he's. Again, like we were just saying though, is it has to be hard for him because he's just always back there. He's been back there almost every snap. So No, yeah, you don't want your quarterback getting hurt, so anybody got time for that? Not
And
this
real
year.
quick,
Not this year, man.
I do have to hit this button from DMV. I think that was a very good answer to her question. I got to clap it up for you, big dog. Very good.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Because one of the things that you said, like, I think I even heard Vosh do a show on this where he was like, bro, put Micah up. He done. You know? Mm-hmm. So, but DMV point, and not done from a he not good, but like, he ready, bro. Just put him on the show. You know? Right. But from DMV, like, to say, okay, working where he's not as dominant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I really love that thought because he is getting around that edge, going at quarterbacks. And how do you tell somebody not to go 100 miles an hour? Good question, Iisha.
And here's the thing about it, y'all. It's not just Chima Udovia. Like, he's smoking everybody. And when we saw what he did to Tyron, like, Mike is taking I think that defensive player of the year, like, and that's what I was going to say earlier, is like, you hear a lot of players tweeting all season, this is my season, I'm tired of disrespect, yada, yada. I feel like when Mike is tweeting stuff about we're going to be the best team, like, he's really taking it personal, where he's on a one-man mission to shut everybody up, which is crazy for a Cowboys player to get so much praise, right? But Micah has, like, this huge chip on his shoulder where he's out there just, it doesn't matter if it's Tyron, Tyler, Matt Valesco, Chima, it doesn't care. Everybody's getting the smoke when it comes to Micah Parsons. And he's revved up from the beginning. Just a true competitor. Very first drill, he's out there on 10. So, I agree with DMV. Okay, let's supplement that linebacker and have him drop in the zone and do a little coverage a little bit and work on that.
Yeah, let's work on his weaknesses.
What people have to understand, a lot of these plays are scripted where they're like, okay, it's 3rd and 11, first team out, first team defense, right? So you kind of know it's a passing down. So you just know to kind of peel back your ears and go forward. So, they're probably going to mix a little bit up as camp progresses. But right now, man, Mike is a run-man wrecking crew.
All right, and so real quick. Oh, yeah.
Hey, boss. I wanted to touch on Jerry's comments because I didn't have the comments about when he was talking about the offense being Dak friendly.
Okay, go.
Yeah, like to be honest, I don't have flattering things to say about what he said because. And I agree with y'all. I liked what he said, but we wait 8 years before we go Dak friendly. Like, I mean, that's the first thing that pops out of your mouth is Dak friendly. What the hell? Where the hell were you the last couple of years when we were saying Kellen Moore ain't the answer? Y'all was pushing for him. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then number 2, you're gonna talk about we'll be able to protect the quarterback. I felt like that was a slap in the face to Zach Martin holding out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna protect the quarterback. Like, come on, bro. Like, shut your ass up, Jerry. Like, that's what I'm at.
Wait, Jerry might be listening, bro. I mean,
if he listening, shut your ass up because at the end of the day, bro, like, what you got, like, you giving up too much sauce, bro. Like, at the end of the day, let these teams be surprised. I mean, I know that you need notes and you need things to talk about to make you seem like you know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, it's a football team, bro. Like, this ain't Congress. This ain't a filibuster. Shut your ass up and talk business.
He always mix business with football. He go always do that, and he just does that, and it's one of those things, man. Don't let me play that clip of where he was talking about the soap proper. Oh my God, bro.
Not a filibuster.
I had to. My bad. That just popped in my head. Sometimes creativity, man. Look, sometimes creativity just pop in there, but
get it off his chest.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard him talking, I'm just like, bro, you giving away the whole sauce, and then you gonna slap my guard. You know what I'm saying? You're going to slap pretty much the second best player on the team. You know what I'm saying? That we need.
But is he slapping him, DMV? Is he slapping him? Or is he trying to get him to come to work?
I think he was slapping him, bro. I think he was slapping him, in my opinion. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, he ain't here, bro.
Hold on real quick. I got to fight you on this with DMV. I got to fight you, bro. God damn, I didn't want to fight my homie today.
You don't want to fight me.
Who started this?
Put him up.
What you mean? Like,
who started
what? The holdout? The holdout?
The war, not the holdout, because the before the holdout, it was a shot fired by Zach Martin through Twitter, through what's his name?
Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter. He put all his feelings in a tweet, dog. So I'm not mad at Jerry for saying, bro, come to work. Like, so you started this negotiating through the media, but you dealing with a dude who been doing it for years. Like, you are new to the media game, Zach, in terms of trying to use them as leverage. Zach, no, sir. You're not going to win on Jerry.
He's done it before,
better
though.
than you.
He's done it before, though. And here's the thing. We act like Jerry don't cave. We act like Jerry hasn't caved every single time somebody has done it.
It's about who can fight. It's not about the cave. It's about who can fight. And so
Jerry has been losing fights for a long time. Why pick a fight?
But before he lose,
why pick a fight with him?
He gonna fight like Earl. He gonna keep going.
Dak gonna be like Earl.
I did. That's Metroplex. But I'm just saying that Earl didn't quit. That's the point. You know what I mean? And
he should have.
This is where I stand on the Zach Martin stuff. Is that if you want to win it, like this team is in position to win now. And I just don't want my quarterback running for his life. Fair. I want them to figure it out because he's very important to what they're trying to do. And from what Tucker said and from other folks Brian talked about today, those depth guys aren't it yet. Even some of them that are still, I know Matt Farniok's been solid, but that's your backup center, honey. So it's like, I don't think that this, right? If it was any other year, okay, y'all box it out, do whatever you need to do. But the way that the NFC is right now, and if you look forward, I don't know if you start looking tough at some of the quarterbacks coming out in the next couple of drafts, it ain't a whole bunch of special ones, my guys. So, I mean, the NFC could be in a position where, because most of the teams in the NFC are lacking a franchise quarterback. So you could be in a position where this 1 to 3 year window is like really pushing for 6. Zach Martin has to be a part of that, man. Like, he has to be a part of that. And so my question for y'all, I'm sorry, boss, because we started talking about it.
I'm loving this. Let's go.
Okay, worst case scenario, he don't show up. What is the plan then? Because if you don't think that what the guys on the roster are enough, I don't think that you can get a serviceable guard without having to trade or something. I don't think, because even when that big cut comes down, you might find a guy, but is he better than what you already have? So I'm asking you guys what the plan of action should be if indeed this thing gets a little bit more ugly and he's not there.
I love it.
The plan of action was when we were doing these final word draft shows, talking about all these guards, we should have grabbed one.
No. She talking about going forward. I want to go forward. I know, you're right on that too, Tuck. But I want to answer that question going forward. She right. What's the plan? I think I got a plan.
No plan.
No, I think I got a plan. I think I got a plan.
All right, go ahead, boss.
And I like it how it's playing out too. First of all, the good thing about Zach Martin is he's already has a lot of years on that right side. He also has a lot of chemistry with Steele, right? So he's not somebody that you just hoping is going to begin to gel once he's reinserted. So I was listening to a fire podcast by Stargazer just before we started this show. She raised a damn good point. And she was like, well, if you want your backup guys to get the reps, this is the time. Mm-hmm. So, like, for instance, Steele did not look good when he first started. He was actually very... But those reps, right, of getting whooped over and over turned him from... to... So, I think you got to ride it out. Like, and then... because he's getting hit in his pockets. He's getting a fine that's unrefundable. So it's like, in my opinion, Jerry, chill. Just let this work for your depth guys. Let them get the reps. Let them get beat up and see if they go start getting better like Steele did. Or if they don't, then you also tell Will McClay, we need you to be working those phones. bad. We need to know every deal that's potential for guard in case this goes longer than we expect. That would be my answer. Hopefully I answered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I would say about that, and I agree with you, Boss, but what you think that the line between, because Steele was really just placing Lyle, right? So, Lyle was kind of here with his foolishness and off the field stuff. So it was a smaller gap to close versus closing a gap from Zach Martin from Matt Farniok. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my only thing. When you have Zach Martin up here, and let's say Matt Farniok gets camp reps, he's ready to go, and he's here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough? Because once again, it's the value that we talked about the other night with the right guard slot. But that's a huge gap to fill for Zach Martin, having Zach Martin out there. So
extremely big.
Excellent point.
That's my one thing about it. If we were trying to place, let's say, Connor Williams or something with the Matt Farniok, okay, cool, we can get ready. But this is you aiming for the peak, So that's the hardest thing about it. And then you also have to consider what happens if the health of Tyron Smith fades. Then things get really dark for our offensive line hella quick. With no Zach Martin, no Tyron Smith, it gets bad. So, there's a leverage play from Zach Martin's side, but I feel like the more sense of urgency, like Iisha's saying, the window is open now. I'm put all the chips in. We crap out, but the window is wide open. You know what I'm saying? Like Smokey on Friday, let's crawl through the window, get the money, and get up out of there. And here's our opportunity to do something, but it can't be done without Zach Martin.
Yeah, and I want to bring something up too. Oh, go ahead, Iisha.
Oh, my bad. I just wanted to add on too. Oh.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you also got to remember, when you talk about an offensive line, if a guy's not as good, there's compensation going on. Like there's a shift of power. And when you got a guy like Terrence Steele, who looks great, but he's returning back from an ACL, he needs his running buddy.
True.
He needs his guy. That's also important to me too, is the fact that Terrence Steele is returning from this ACL and he's looked great in practice. But the thing is, it's like when you start getting into the season, what he and Zach Martin were doing on that right side was something nice. When they were getting to the second level and doing stuff. So I'm like, that's also something I'm considering as well, is that if you put a weaker offensive lineman next to a Terrence Steele who is coming back from injury, I don't want Terrence Steele to feel like he has to compensate for whoever that is on that side. He has to help him out. He has to. It's, you know what I'm saying?
No,
so that's another concern for me
so
too.
I think I know how to get down to the nitty gritty on this. Everybody will have a different answer on this too. What's your breaking point, DMV? Like, at what point would you cave?
At what point would I cave?
Yeah. To Zach Martin.
I would say when they come back, when they go back to Frisco, I would cave. Probably if he ain't in camp by then.
Okay. Iisha.
I mean, yeah. See, you mentioned that he's a veteran. This dude's been doing this, but I will say that Mike McCarthy, this is a new offensive line coach. Mike McCarthy's talked about, how much they've been, most of the changes, and even Schottenheimer said it, most of the changes have been into the pass protection. So even though we do know that Zach is a savvy
efficient
veteran
water.
And stuff, yeah, this is still this still might be a different system than what he was accustomed to before. So I do think that he does need some time to be around the guys and kind of continue to gel. So I would say, like John said, when they come, I would say ASAP, because you also got to consider your team understands how important Zach is too.
True.
And so you don't want to lose any momentum or buy-in because people not seeing arguably your best offensive lineman on the field.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. I like these answers.
I agree with DMV, right? Once we kind of get back to Frisco, that's where I'm caving, because here's where I am from the mindset. We did everything that we could do with getting Brandon Cook, Stephon Gilmore, Mozzie Smith to plug holes in our boat. Don't create a bigger hole with our offensive line. So let's just go and get this situation taken care of, because the one thing you don't want to go into the season thinking, man, what if Zach Martin would have been there week one, right? Because we got a divisional game. Even though it's the Giants, right? It's a divisional game out the gate. So we can't afford to get off to no slow starts. And, like, I just don't want to do that. Let's go in with our best 5 with Tyron, Tyler, Zach, and Terrence and really see what this offensive line can do together because we really never got that opportunity last year anyways. And I just feel like with the new offense, new language, like Mike McCarthy was saying, like Iisha just said, you don't want there to be any missteps. Granted, it's Zach Martin. He can play instant plug and play, but why risk it?
Right.
Why risk it? And you're going to have to extend him anyway. You're going to have to do it anyway. If I'm them, I'm probably going to, once we get back to Frisco, all right, let's just get this done, get it over with. And also, it's going to free up more money to move elsewhere, allocate elsewhere this year. So I think once they get back to camp in Frisco, that's when they're going to make the move. So
I'm going to shock y'all. Week 3.
You're going to let them bleed? You going to let them bleed out?
Week 3.
Oh, you out your mind.
Damn.
What? I ain't seen a company.
You a company man, boss.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Company man.
Don't you ever in your life, DMV. But listen.
Tripping.
No, I'm not. I will put him on the Michael Irvin plan. I sure would. I will put him on the Emmitt Smith plan. Let's see what we look like without you, bro. I'm serious.
But here's the thing, bro.
I'm serious.
They didn't even do that with Zeke. You gonna do it with Zach Martin?
Yeah,
Crazy.
I mean,
Real crazy.
You gonna have us in this joint
week
singing
3
like Ja
will be
Rule.
mine. I got listen. Week 3. I'm like, man. Mike McCarthy. You went without Dak. Stop it. You can't help us win without Zach Martin. You won 4 games without Dak. Like, listen, because I already told y'all why I got my issues with it.
But Zach is like an all pro except for 1 year he got hurt. I mean, Zach was part of the reason we was winning without Dak.
Right.
A big reason why.
Oh, man, stop. You doing too much. Bro.
And if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm now
getting
in charge. And I'm now getting in charge of the play calling. I know the black cloud and the shadows about me taking over I need all my utensils. I need every utensil I got. I'm not going out there with no Zach Martin because y'all want to play ego games with contracts.
He started it.
He can finish it too. You get that right when you're an all-pro.
He get that right. We just giving rights away now. You got
to, man.
I ain't giving you nothing. We already gave you a contract.
Any other, like I said, any other year, y'all do y'all little back and forth, do whatever you gotta do. This ain't the year, my guy. This ain't the year.
Yeah.
This ain't the year. This might be the most balanced you've been on both sides of the ball ever.
So why can't people tell him that? Why can't people go to Zach Martin? I'm just being the devil's advocate. Why can't people go to him and say, Zach Martin, this not the year for this, man. This not the year for you to be trying to skip the line and give him. Why can't we do that to Zach Martin? Why we got to do that this year?
And then if I'm Zach, I'm like, well, you gonna give me some money out your pocket? You gonna help me get some money out your pocket?
Here's the thing: the reason why we can't do that because Zach Martin has all the cards. He knows.
Oh, he got all the cards. I don't think he got all the cards, though.
He got all the cards.
Yeah, he do.
No, he don't. If this was last year when it's like a Connor McGovern, we're like, okay, we can kind of roll with Connor McGovern and be okay.
Right.
That's a different scenario. He knows what Josh Ball is.
Who was the one who decided to hold the team hostage for his money? Was it Jerry?
I mean, that's
Zach
because he knows.
Who was the one?
Honestly,
he cased
you
out.
want to keep it above?
He cased out the joint.
We don't know.
Always.
We don't know.
Good point.
I
think we can pretty much assume that this is on Zach Martin. For real. We can assume.
But think about it though. But even if it is on Zach Martin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who spoiled them in the first place?
We
right?
did.
Because
True.
this ain't his first rodeo.
Yeah.
This is Zach Martin's second time doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he just got a 99 rating on Madden, which ain't help.
Right.
I wish Madden wouldn't have released that shit, but they did.
He did it 5 minutes after.
Oh, his team.
Yeah.
His PR team was on point. They knew what was happening.
Right.
I like this debate.
By the way.
I like this debate.
Yeah, so
I won this debate easy.
He definitely got the cards.
Y'all was so easy on this debate. Honestly, everybody got to do better.
Bro.
Everybody.
Don't worry. I'll give you some Josh Ball clips tomorrow, some Chima Udoka clips tomorrow.
Okay. That's all I need to see. That's what because ain't nobody talking about that. I want to hear about this. Hold on. We gotta.
Bro, we gotta take Micah out to get plays off. Think about that.
Ain't nobody talking about Chima. We talking about nobody talking about Chima. Who you think Micah just smoked when he got the dat?
Hold on, but Micah is smoking everybody, man. That ain't right, bro. Y'all, come on, that's just some exaggeration, bro. Come on, y'all doing too much.
Yeah, well,
let me turn the corner because y'all lost this debate. Nah, y'all lost, Tuck. See, that's the thing. Y'all gotta recognize when y'all lost. That's the problem.
I'm not gonna be worse on purpose, boss. Sorry.
Right.
Well, hey, look, you said we lost the Zeke debate. Zeke ain't back yet.
No,
you said that then.
Right.
No, you lost on that too. So you really lost on that, dog. Don't get me started on that. See, because I'm trying to turn the corner to something else, but y'all don't want to. Y'all want to fight. Y'all want to fight your boy. I'm trying to talk about some schemes. I'm trying to talk about some.
Let him fight.
I want to talk about some of this good old.
Zach Martin ain't no scheme. Ain't no
Here we
scheme.
go, man. Y'all killing me, man. Enough of this dude, man. This dude is the devil, man. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of hearing about the devil. I'm sick of this. Nah, he not the devil.
Mike McCarthy and really Brian Schottenheimer. Hello, I just mixed up his name. He mentions that it's a more quarterback-friendly scheme. How does the West Coast offense become more quarterback-friendly for somebody like Dak Prescott?
Well, with the West Coast offense, there's a lot of simplicity in it. If you have playmakers, like Haley said when she talked about the wide receivers, it allows guys to get in space. There's a lot of horizontal stuff going on, so you're seeing more crossing routes, even pick plays, things like that to get guys in space and get them available. It's a methodical system. It's very methodical in how it's run, and what it likes. And what the plan is to do is to get the running backs involved, to do a lot of the intermediate work. But when they hit you in the seams, or when they take those deep shots, we saw from Brandon Cooks and some of those guys, when they do those things, it really hits defenses in the mouth. So I'm looking at how the offense is starting to build upon being systematic and having that flow and staying in a rhythm. And it really allows a lot of these guys to play free because there's not a lot of complications with how the offense is being run. It's a few little wrinkles, but for the most part, it's consistent with get your guys in space, let them be the playmaker. It's going to make things so much easier for your quarterback to play free and to not have to be the decision maker in every play.
Cooking like a. What you have for lunch? Because you was cooking.
But it was breakfast, my guy, because we were there early.
Oh, that was breakfast? What kind of breakfast you, man? Now, because everything you were saying is we seeing it. Like everything, the crossing routes, like everything you saying. And
man, they doing natural picks. I'm like, is this the Cowboys offense?
Is this the Cowboys?
Like, what am I seeing?
What am I seeing?
We used to getting picked, not doing the picking.
Hey man, hey, we got Kevin Gray in the house, man. The president is in the house. When the president is in, we all rise. Everybody, let's hit the button for the president. When the president,
El Presidente.
The president is in the house, man, Kevin Gray, and he got a show right now. So as soon as when y'all get off with us, y'all make y'all support the big brother, Kevin Gray. That's the president. But yeah, now, hell of 5 point. DMV, I know you very deep into offensive schemes, so we want to kind of continue.
Oh, yeah, he's going to tell it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, everything that she said was correct about, being methodical. And I'm glad she brought up the point because I talked about it on a video that I did this morning about the pick routes. You know what I'm saying? I think at one point I seen them do a mesh at the goal line. It's refreshing to see. And the biggest thing that I really like, man, is the utilization of Deuce Vaughn. I mean, have y'all been watching how they've been using him, moving them in motion, throwing it to him in the flats, you know what I'm saying, putting them on counters? Deuce Vaughn is going to be a definite wild card of this offense. And I even seen them throw a fullback in there at one point. You know what I'm saying? Lepke played fullback and he was in the eye. When's the last time we seen an eye with a real fullback and not a big-ass lineman or tight end back there? We haven't seen that in so long. So it's refreshing to see some of the old school football and the new, and the new school, and they're kind of, mixing it up together, and it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing. You want your offense to be able to tell a story. And I felt like with Kellen Moore's offense over the last couple of years and Linehan, we never really told the story with our offense. We never really, picked on mismatches, stuck with what was working. I just think that it was inconsistent, even though we were putting up numbers. This time we'll be able to see exactly what it is that we are, and we're not going to be questioning what their identity is.
Ooh, man, that sounds so good when you said identity, bro. Oh man, that felt the right side of the identity, though. You know, the right side of it. Tuck, did you have anything on what she was talking about with what we see and what you seeing out there? Because that was just
Yes. Yeah. So going back, just like Iisha was saying, I'm seeing a lot of bunch formations and they're switching the bunches, right? So sometimes it might be Brandon Cooks in the inside. It might be CeeDee Lamb, right? So they give him a lot of different looks and a lot of different mesh concepts for their crossing routes. And you're seeing players run wide open in space. I mean, you just posted that clip of Brandon Cooks. Like, look at the separation that he got just on that crossing route. So you're seeing a lot of Mills concepts with the deep post, immediate drag on the same side and the backside crosser as well. And this is why you're seeing the emergence of people like Konvontae Turpin, because that's what they can really do is attack underneath, like shallow crossers or zig routes and whip routes and different things like that. Just get them the ball out in space and let them move. And so, I like where the offense is headed because it's quick. Everybody's moving quick. The separation is there. The burst is there. Dak is on target with his wide receivers. And the one thing I noticed a lot about Dak Prescott, just with the accuracy, you can kind of pinpoint that here, is he's putting it out in front of his wide receivers. And that's very important, especially because you want to make sure that you're getting their wide receivers the ball where they can continue to run and stride. So, I'm seeing that even like on the quick slants, right? They're reaching out for it. He's putting it out in front of them, so they're kind of reaching a little bit and using their body for the momentum. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from this offense. And going back to Deuce Vaughn, there was a lot of reps that we saw yesterday in the red zone where Deuce Vaughn was being utilized in the red zone. And what he was doing was getting matched up. And sometimes I feel like, damn, am I saying too much? So if I need to shut up, I'll shut up. But he's getting matched up versus linebackers.
No.
He was getting matched up versus linebackers a lot, and just quick flats, just a quick table route, getting him the ball out in space versus a linebacker. And he's hard to cover, and it's an easy. Cause I think when they did a 2-point conversion, I think Deuce scored like 2 of those off a reception. So I think Mike McCarthy and Brian had a lot of different tricks up their sleeve. But once again, the offense just looks a lot smoother because everyone's in unison. So I'm excited about this offense, y'all, to be honest with you.
Hey, y'all.
We have man beaters.
Man beaters, yeah.
Like, we didn't have man beater play calls. I haven't seen it in a while to where, okay, because, even last year when guys were man up against our offense, like, the only guy they were really focused on clearly was CeeDee Lamb. And to do these, like, mesh and bunch stuff, like, that's man beaters. And I'm excited about that because most defenses are playing man now. So I'm ready for it. Because I felt like they were decent against zone, but man really gave them trouble last year because you didn't have guys that could separate and you didn't have the play calling that was giving them,
the
freeing them
separation.
up either.
Aisha, and I'm going to throw this out to everybody, but I'm going to start this with you because you just brought up something. I was just finna switch this too, but you brought me back. When CeeDee Lamb was talking, he was saying the difference with Dak controlling the offense is he was saying that last year, to your point, when they basically went to zone beaters, they couldn't go back basically to their man beaters. So when they was playing the chess out there, it was putting the offense at a disadvantage according to CeeDee Lamb. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, just what you saying with the, with the new concepts that you're seeing.
We can take it back to the identity and them establishing an identity and having from what I'm new to this game, y'all know that, but I've learned that every offensive coordinator has 10, 15 plays that they know gonna work every time. Mm-hmm. And there were times last year where you could, and I know y'all know, you could watch the games and you immediately knew somebody confused. Somebody's not, you immediately knew, well, that doesn't bode well for our offense, especially since we're film watchers, Tuck, John, me, we watch film, and you're watching San Fran, you well, man, they're not that great on the back end right now, but you don't attack it, but you don't do things to attack it. It's right. So to me, you can go back to have an identity and to have plays to go back to and just things to settle your guys down sometimes.
Ooh,
Sometimes you just need things to settle your guys down sometimes.
Yes.
And I didn't feel like that was always the case in certain instances last year. So to me, I'm like, to answer your question is, as long as they have something to go back to and a foundation to stand on, so they can start getting in a rhythm, that's important to me in this next season.
Yeah, and real quick, my boy said we ran a no identity offense, so I need to put that on you now, Tuck.
Not no identity.
No, for real.
Yeah, no,
don't say that.
No, for real.
It was no identity offense,
It really
right?
was.
And that's why I kind of coined the phrase, because no one watching film, no one really kind of knew what to call it, right?
Yeah.
And if you go back and you watch a lot of the film breakdowns, even in 2021 versus San Fran, and also last year, there was a lot of times in zone where one defender was covering two wide receivers. And it was just, it was just bad matchup, bad spacing. But like you said, sometimes what happens is they might show man, kick out in the zone. They might show zone, reverse the man, or they might run a match zone, or they might run a split field zone where it's man on one side, zone on the other, right? So when you're setting all these things up pre-snap, and then you have to make the adjustment post-snap, all they're baiting on is to disrupt you as far as you and the wide receiver, Dak and the wide receiver being in sync. If they can disrupt you and get pressure, that's how you win as a defensive coordinator, which was happening often last year, to the point where when I did the film breakdown on Dak's interception, I was literally pinpointing where, and this is me, Kansas City content creator, right, on the couch, right? I can pinpoint when Kellen Moore was going to run a route that sticks, and it was typically where we were backed up in our own territory, like in the own 30-yard line. And when we were in San Francisco in that playoff game, I stood up, put my hands behind my head, closed my eyes, and I just heard the crowd roar because I felt it coming. And that was the interception to Michael Gallup. So, hopefully that's going to be some things that we're definitely going to adjust, which I'm already seeing in camp that got me excited. It's just the lack of creativity, spacing, and the predictability of Kellen's offense, where it was easy to guess. And I know Stephon Gilmore, when he was in New England, he even said it on a film breakdown that I did, where he said that, hey, if Dallas runs a route, they typically like to come back to it again. So we let them set up the same route. So I knew to jump it because I knew it was coming to get the interception. So, it's just those little things that I think that Mike McCarthy, being more tenured, is going to be able to adjust. Now, it's not going to be the perfect offense, y'all, but it's just going to have that North Star that Iisha is talking about, where we know what to get back to and how to simplify things.
Well, can I add something about structure?
Add.
Yeah, so Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer, they come from structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come from a hierarchy of being coordinators. Like, they had to be coaches first. They had to be coordinators. So there are unspoken rules of how the game is played. You have a 15-play script, or however long your script is. You have certain plays that everybody has, but your terminology is different. So and Brian Broaddus came on this very show not too long ago and said something: the best offensive coordinators, they're copycats. So they're able to kind of see what other teams did on film, and they have those type of things in their offense, and they can exploit the defensive rules that you're going to face the next week or something. Kellen Moore did not have that type of structure. And for the most part, we were not taking advantage of what other teams were taking advantage of. So against San Francisco, what I heard, somebody in the comment section told me the West Coast killed them last year. Kansas City killed them last year. And the Raiders, surprisingly, who ran a West Coast offense, killed San Francisco. And we didn't take advantage of those same type of principles. So, to be an offensive coordinator and to not be able to, at least use things from other teams or have an offense where you can, hey, we're just going to create that because they can't stop that. That right there left us at a disadvantage. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that and say that right now we're going to have a structure in place and we'll be able to do some of those things. So
let me go back to you on this, Tuck, real quick. Just to go heavy into this no identity, because it's very real. Because Tuck was the one that sent, because I did not know the name. I'm keeping it all the way honest. I was calling it a system, but Tuck actually went back and did the investigative research, and this is what actually
2 a.m. sleepless night.
Let's go. Let's get into it though, Tuck. Let's go.
All right. So when I found the no identity offense, what it really stems from was Kellen Moore's offense that he ran back in Boise State under Chris Peterson. So if you look at what Boss has posted as of right now, right? Urban Meyer at Florida, he had the spread offense, Chip Kelly in the quarterback run game. You had the pro style offense. Well, apparently Boise State has the lack of identity offense, and what it really stems from is a buffet style approach where you don't do one thing specifically good. You do a lot of different things, right? So you kind of just meshing, and the reason why they did it when they were at Boise because they didn't have the talent to really compete. So they had to kind of hit you from a few different areas and got everyone involved.
Anticipation
and so that
stuff.
was the thing that, anticipation, a lot of anticipation, right? Playing the numbers game, getting out and using space and leverage, and it was effective, right? It puts up a lot of numbers, right? And it shows this in this slide right here, right? But first success. But this was the reason why, as a Cowboys fan and also a content creator, I never understood why we would see things one week and just never see it again till maybe week 16 or week 17, right? Because that just wasn't Kellen Moore's thought process. But what the real problem is, it allows the defense to dictate your play calling versus you actually determining and using your leverage and forcing your will against your defensive opponent, which is why someone mentioned in my chat, right, when we played against the Cardinals in 2021, Budda Baker was going crazy because he was stacking the box like he was coming off the edge, then he would drop back in coverage and would disrupt everything, and we got cooked defensively by the Cardinals. So this was something that really stemmed from Kellen Moore in his thought process. This is why I kind of labeled the no identity offense.
We getting raided. This is the first time this happened to me was with Vach. We getting raided. CFT done sent an army of people over him. What's up, CFT?
This is my guy Rome, man. Congrats to him on 20,000, man. Appreciate it.
Congrats to Rome on the 20K. Congrats, bro.
Congrats,
Jesus
bro.
Christ. That boy's the man.
20,000.
Smoking over there. Hey, real quick, I wanted to go to some hot stuff that you was talking about, Iisha, real quick, and get back to this good sauce that you was laying on us from the show this morning. Give me a second to pull it up. It's right here. It's saucy though.
Spent a lot of time talking about, but he's done a really good job, and I think he kind of knows that this is a make or break season for him. So I like what I'm seeing out of Neville Gallimore, and I know we're talking defensive line, but Wanye Thomas has also had a really great camp. He's also gotten a little chippy. Him and one of the offensive linemen, I wasn't able to see the number, but they kind of got into a little tiff the other day. So it's just that competitive spirit that they have, but there's a lot.
Real quick, this whole link is in the description, so just make sure y'all, after the show, go check out the full show. Support them, like and share and subscribe. Make sure you also support Girls Talk, Boys Talk. Not out of charity. Yes. They know football. They doing damn good. Right. It's not a man's sport anymore. Shut up if you think that.
Salute to Haley. Haley's out here grinding from the AM to the PM. Man. When I got to camp yesterday, she was the very first person I saw. I'm like, damn, you here already? Already setting up, getting ready to go, man. So they got Haley out there grinding. So salute to Haley as well.
Yeah, man, y'all killing it. So I just wanted to say, make sure y'all know that link is in the description. But we getting ready to get to the part I've been really waiting on, because I know this gonna cause a nice conversation. Here we
a lot
go.
of young guys. I could probably go through that entire defensive line and say every single one of them is really stepping up.
It's coming. Aisha, who are some guys that you've made note of?
On the defensive side or offensive side?
We can go both, sure.
Doesn't matter. Eric Scott. Like he is showing me, like, I'm here. Jalen Brooks, those gentlemen. During the draft show, I know the guys in the draft show, we were all not out of it when their names were called during the draft, but I could honestly say I had not gotten the chance to study Eric Scott Jr. And so I was late to the party, and now I'm paying for it because the gentleman is out there making plays. I mean, some of the plays he's making on the ball, the PBUs, how active he is, he's able to stay stride for stride with some of these receivers. I've just been thoroughly impressed with how he looks, and he seems like he's going to be a good addition to this defense. I really want to know who was scouting him. Because, baby, we all missed it. All of us.
She said, baby.
Baby. And then she ain't lying. She is not. We all missed it. Every one of us. Like, I know we like to be. I knew. Let me put the camera on me.
Oh, you
I knew. I just knew that. I knew. My eyes. I got the best eyes in the world. Boss, you can't compete with me. Tuck, you can't touch Tuck. Aisha, she's the best. Shit, we all miss. We all miss.
Bruh, and I miss the worst, bro, because he's in my own backyard. His family, I talked to his family the other day. They live in my neighborhood.
Shame.
They live in my neighborhood in Kansas City, and I had no idea. Yeah. No idea. I go run the track he went to high school at and everything. And this kid came out of nowhere. I was shuffling through notes when his name got called and everything.
But Tuck, Iisha, DMV, let's be fair to us. Did we miss or did we just grade what we saw? Right? Because because you're right. We do need to talk to that scout. We do. We need to figure out who that scout is. Because see, this is the thing, and I'm just being honest. When you go watch Tolbert play against him, man, hold on, do I have a button? Let me see. I do have a button.
Chuck, you did a whole film session on
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's what happened.
And that's what I was saying, because I went through and did a film session on him, and it was when he was playing as Tolbert, and this is when Tolbert was rocking the baby. Yeah. And so I'm just like... But what I saw in Eric Scott, I saw his Dan Quinn mode. I saw the athleticism, but you know, saying me and DMV always joke about that. You know, he got cooked.
He did. So did we miss? Like Iisha, did we miss?
I can say, I mean, it was my responsibility. I think I ended up actually knowing like 185 players, and I missed him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like I missed him. Like, and also too, you know, even for them to be interested in him, despite the fact that he was injured, you know, like I'm just I don't know. Yeah. He's surprising me because I noticed him at minicamp. You was like, I was looking at him at minicamp, and it's hard to carry these receivers. I mean, he was carrying CeeDee Lamb through the formation, and I was like, oh, that's not. To me, that shows me that this corner is he got a little juice to him, and he nasty. I know that Tuck was saying just how scrappy he is. He ain't scared. He ain't scared. He can fight through trash. I like it.
Yeah. Y'all want to know what the best part about him is? The best part about him is his tackling. He tackled he tracked that hip, and he'll come downhill on you in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I didn't know. I'll tell you one thing. I thought he was solid in zone. Like, he might have had some focus issues here and there. I did not know he was that good in man, though. You know, and maybe it wasn't us missing them. Maybe the college he was at, and it oftentimes happens, maybe they didn't utilize his strengths.
Hey, y'all, I do see y'all super
chats. What I'll say is this also. I mean, he wasn't in Dane Brugler's book, and so we wasn't the only one to miss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give me some mercy. I see why you got great scout out. You hard as hell on yourself. You are. Yeah, I see you. You might be carrying too much responsibility.
He was completely off the radar, you know. So like I said, kudos to that scout.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, right. But I love him.
Because my thing is, sometimes I do think these guys get into the league and they get coached up where it's more so a testament to the coaching, to where Dan Quinn get the type of guys that fit his mold with the upside. We know that's how they draft. And then once they get that coaching mixed with that talent, sometimes you get that upside. I think that might be what we're seeing.
From what I'm
seeing, what else we seeing?
Oh, she got the notes. She got them notes. Oh, look, wait.
Go ahead,
no, I gotta get on you, Iisha. I gotta talk about this. I've noticed something about you, boy. When you pull out that spiral,
she like Harriet the Spy over there. Look.
Jesus, bro. When she start doing this, I've been noticing that since the draft show. When she start looking down, oh shit. When she look up, it's gonna be some. Am I lying?
Go ahead.
Look at her. Look. When she pull out the notes and she bring it on the set. You had it on the set, didn't you?
No, I do. I'm real old school. everybody else, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, there was a time during the draft show, like, I kind of felt out of place because I was the only one that didn't have. Sometimes I had my computer, but I was doing almost everything manually because I have ADHD.
Yeah.
So when y'all are talking, I'm writing down little bullet points so I can remember to come back to stuff.
Research
like,
it.
That's
Yeah. But I see
Yeah.
you, bet. Listen, that's a super weapon. That's one. That's but that right there.
Book of Rhymes.
I swear to God. I swear. Go watch on the next show. I swear. Just watch it, boy. When she look down, boy. When she look up, it's gonna be some fire. Am I lying though? Am I lying?
Nah,
man.
not lying at
I just
all,
want to
bro.
make sure I wouldn't lie. But
I
going
was
back
gonna
to
say
Eric.
this about say this about Eric Scott though. The one thing I've noticed is that he has a sponsor. Coach Harris loves the kid.
Yeah.
Like Coach Harris loves Eric Scott. He's hyped. They're pushing each other after big plays. Like he just has a dog mentality. And the one thing I posted this on Twitter as well, he's also contributing well on special teams. So that's even an added plus there, man. But he's doing a lot of things. He's playing a lot of outside corner. He got some reps. So soon as so when Trayvon Diggs was out, he got some early reps then on Monday. But then Tuesday he was rotating right in directly after Diggs with the twos as well. So he's already early in the rotation. Y'all saw the clips that's been online. I mean, I just love a lot of things about this kid, you know. And I say this, I know a lot of players when they have their helmets off, I can kind of recognize them. But first they're like, who is that? Like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to check my man because he has an ugly number, like 37. I'm like, who 37?
37.
But man, he comes out to camp and practice like he's been there for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He walks with a confidence. It's not like his head is down. He has a swagger. He's feeling the groove. And from the moment practice starts, he's locked in, ready to go, man. I love this kid. And I feel like I cannot wait for Cowboys fans to really, really get their eyes on him throughout preseason because they're gonna like him, man. He's scrappy. He's scrappy. I mean, I'll say this, y'all. He's having a better camp than Deron Bland right now.
What?
I believe it. You know what else too, though? I think that he's rose the play of Nashawn Wright. I don't tell me y'all haven't seen Nashawn Wright kind of take it up a different level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that it's because of Scott for sure. You know what I'm saying? That was what I was trying to chime in and say. Like, he has an impact because we've seen guys like either you're gonna rise or you're not. But I tell you who ain't rising. Somebody gonna have to come up off their number.
Oh wait.
And he might be taking their number.
Whoa.
Oh God.
DMV.
Hey, you might not have. Hey, look, the last thing I wanted to hear with that was a gunshot.
Oh, shit. Hold on, wait.
Jail.
You talking about Kelvin Josephs? Is that what you?
Yeah, dog.
Hey, it's competition. It's what it is.
It's competition. Yeah.
And
you know what I'm saying? That room is very, very thick. We knew that coming in. And you know what I'm saying? We knew that Kelvin has to have a really good camp. And so far, I have seen him make maybe 1 or 2 plays, but he's going to have to step it up because I'm not saying that Kelvin is playing worse than what he's playing. I'm just saying Nashawn Wright and Eric Scott Jr. Their game is up here right now. So you gotta find a way to get to where they are or above it.
They love what you're saying in the chat.
Let me
They
comment
love
on
what you're saying,
Kelvin real
DMV.
quick. So when it comes to Kelvin, y'all, he's actually having a solid camp, a decent camp, right? Now, he's not playing outstanding, but the biggest problem with Kelvin right now, he's playing primarily in the inside. So he's not playing on the boundary anymore. Every rep he's getting on the inside. So that's why you're seeing him get routed by CeeDee Lamb and, Kevontae Turpin. Me personally, I just don't feel like he's an inside corner. And my question is, when it comes to the rotation in the cornerback room, okay, he's probably getting the inside reps after Bland because Jordan Lewis is out. But once Jordan Lewis comes back, that's when things are really going to get tight for him because you're locking in Gilmore, Diggs, Bland. Eric Scott's not going anywhere, so that's 4. I feel like Jay Lou's going to be 5. So now we're talking about cornerback 6 and 7. You add CJ as a 6, so then it's like 7 with him and Nashawn. And Nashawn, once again, since the moment they've been drafted in 2021, Nashawn Wright has outperformed Kelvin Joseph at every camp, right? So that's something we definitely got to keep our eyes on. But he's not having a bad camp. It's not like, oh my God.
He
But
just
it's
on the
like,
wrong side
oh
of
my-
highlights. Is that what
yeah,
you're saying,
it's just,
Tuck?
oh my God, when you're up against CeeDee Lamb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
he
Like,
on the wrong side
yeah.
of highlights. That's what it sounds like.
Right. And that happened last year. Remember the TJ Vasher catch, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's always where the camera resides. Like,
But think about what you just said, though. It's like y'all named CeeDee Lamb and then TJ Vasher. You can't lose to TJ Vasher, bro. You can't.
Right.
Why
you know
you
what I'm saying?
can't? Why? Why
You
not?
said why you can't? He ain't here no more.
But TJ
You know what I'm
Vasher,
saying?
He was
that's
making
what
a
he
point
did, though.
of the
He-
pass.
You said what?
I
He was making a
TJ
point of the
Vasher's made a
pass.
big, nice catch, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, TJ,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what TJ Vasher did at
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
He big boy
You know what I'm
people.
saying?
Aisha, I
Right.
see you chopping. What you got?
No, I was just gonna say it's crazy that y'all are mentioning Kelvin Joseph, because if you gave me Eric Scott's scouting report based off of what Tuck just said, you would think you were describing Kelvin Joseph when he came out of college.
Really? Yeah.
Listen,
Right.
yeah, you guys said that he's good in man, he's scrappy, he likes to tackle. Like that's what I thought people said about Kelvin Joseph coming out of the
Yeah.
draft.
That's fair.
Was
You want to know the
analysis.
difference?
y'all?
Fair analysis.
The difference is because Kelvin came out with his hair on fire when he was playing. So I ain't gonna sit here and act like I forgot his rookie year. He played some really good ball. The difference between
did.
Kelvin then and now, and the thing that Eric Scott Jr. has for him is confidence. When you lose your confidence at the corner position, that means a lot. And he's got to find a way to get that back. Now, I'm going to tell you, it can happen. Anthony Brown was a guy who lost his
Well
confidence
said.
and found it back.
Facts.
So
Mhm.
he's just got to do the most with his reps right now. And, you know,
Right.
with being the most, that means make a couple more plays
Get his
and not end
confidence.
up on those highlights. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Hey, I got something else too here. Aisha, you good?
Oh no, I'm good, man. That's
No, I'm
just
saying
me,
like
man.
on
I'm
time.
fine.
On time.
Oh, I'm chilling. I can hang with y'all. I ain't got nothing
Okay,
else to do.
cool. I just want to be sure. I
I'm
want to be
tired.
courteous. DMV, you good?
I'm good.
J Tuck, you good?
Yeah, man, I got another 5 hours in me, man. They thought I was soft the
I
other
know
night,
you
man.
got
They thought I was
5
soft
hours.
Let's go.
My
Let's go.
boy Rome in the building too, man. Rome is in the building, man. What's up,
Oh,
boy?
bro.
Yeah, man. OG in the man.
Hot
Congratulations on your 20,000, bro. And see, he's so solid. He got that big
Rome.
number, and then he do a raid over here. Just an OG, bro. Just an OG to the game, man. Really appreciate how you just move in
Rome.
the space. Go ahead.
Hey, Rome said he gonna
Why he
be.
say
Rome
that?
said he gonna be in the studio.
Oh wait,
Y'all
Oh,
stop that. Don't
I
do
just
it.
read what he said. Oh, let me hide that comment. Rome, now if you hear somebody say spicy, Rome started that. Rome being spicy. All
Yeah, man, spicy.
right, I got something else that you that you actually brought out that I really got to get into that I think should be maybe the heaviest topic.
It is barely week 1 with pads. What are some notes you got?
Baby, they doing what they can.
You see that
They're doing what
notepad?
they can do.
The notepad. You see her look down? When she look down, it's over. Wait till she look back
It's
up.
a wrap.
Can do this
Man,
Cowboys
got the
defensive
pen.
line
Same pen.
is so fast, so athletic, so vicious.
It's unfair.
It
Oh,
is.
well,
It's-
now, I'm gonna show y'all. This is
Oh.
the same damn pen. I'm not lying. I'm not capping.
Leave
Look.
me alone.
That's your lucky pen.
Leave that pen in the office. She done took the pen
Y'all
off.
leave me alone.
Hey, the pen is the mic. She done dropped the mic.
All right, let me go back.
I
Because she
know I
was
dropped
cooking.
y'all.
She was cooking. Let me go back. I gotta go back because she was cooking. She was really cooking.
On this team is I think working to their advantage. Aisha, I'm going to go to you because here's the thing. If you want to have a successful run game, what do you have to have in front of that? The offensive line, and we got to see the O-line versus the D-line and pads, and wow, there are some big guys. We'll say it like that. There are some big guys taking out some other big guys. I'm glad that is not my job. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad I don't have to do that every day. That looks just terrifying to have Mozzie Smith coming at you. I'm good. But what did you notice from some of the notes that you took and some of the things that you got to see? How is this D-line holding up, or excuse me, how's the O-line holding up against the D-line, which we know is on an elite level at this point, and it is barely week 1 with pads. What are some notes you got?
Baby, they're doing what they can. They're doing what they can do. They're doing all they can do. This Cowboys defensive line is so fast, so athletic, so vicious.
It's unfair.
It is.
Unfair.
It truly is unfair. And the thing about the Cowboys defensive line is that you don't get a break. So like when they're subbing out guys like Tank.
Excellent point. God. Ooh. Excuse me. Let me reserve my excitement. Underrated point. I know that went over a lot of people here. Let me just rewind that. God, I mean, just a little bit.
It is barely week 1 with pads. What are some notes you got?
Baby, they're doing what they can.
They're doing what they
can do. They're doing all they can do. This Cowboys defensive line is so fast, so athletic, so vicious.
It's unfair.
It is.
Unfair.
It truly is unfair. And the thing about the Cowboys defensive line is that you don't get a break. So like when they're subbing out guys like Tank or they're subbing out Micah and they having some of these younger guys go in there, you're not getting to catch your breath even as an offensive lineman because the depth on that defensive line is so stout. This offensive line is really getting tested in these practices. I know yesterday they really struggled to run the ball consistently, and there's been days where the offensive line is won, and there's been days where the defensive line is won. And you talk about the iron sharpen iron. I think that it's going to make competition better between them, but specifically the right side is definitely going to have to find some cohesion. Obviously, Terrence is being subbed out and things like that, so that plays a big factor. But the improvement that really needs to be made is on that right side of the ball, because I think Dan Quinn was just putting Tank and Micah and Fowler. I mean, they were literally just rotating guys on that side. And so with this defensive line, this offensive line is going to get a lot of reps in practice to get better because they're going against one of the best, some of the best.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. First of all, y'all give me a second to hit this effect.
You're so extra.
I am. But you deserved it on that one. Like, for real. Very good perspective. And now we got to dig into the details on that. So you talked about the right side. So you talked about the right side.
Man.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to let you go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was. I thought you was.
No. I just want to hear. I want you to elaborate deeper because you talked about the right side, but you raised a hell of a point on that massive pass rush. It's gonna make that offensive line better, but like the notes, the boy.
I had to go to the specific. Nah, I mean this defensive line is so deep that you got guys like Tyrus Wheat, Isaiah Land, Junior Fayoko, Durrell Johnson. Like, you got guys that when I know Tuck know, like when some of these guys was picked up, we was hype. I know Isaiah Land is your guy. Man, we don't even get to see them that much because you got guy after guy after guy after guy, and then Osa's not getting enough love out here in these streets because he looks like a monster himself. So I really think when you talk about depth, a lot of people talk about it, but I know for an offensive lineman, if a guy gets subbed out, I'm like, all right. Like if the dude is dominant and he gets subbed out, you're like, okay, I can kind of catch my breath. You don't get that with the Cowboys. Every guy can come in here and give you issues. And I think that's important moving forward when you start getting into the playoffs and later into the season. When you need guys to make a play, when you in that fourth quarter, you want guys to you want their legs to be fresh. Yeah. And this defensive line, their legs should be fresh because they have enough gentlemen to put in place to still make plays and there not be a big drop off. But as far as the offensive line, I do think that when Tyron and Tyler have been in, if it's not Micah, that there's been some successful play over there. Tuck, you can confirm that because obviously you've been there. You can confirm or not confirm that because you've been there. But the right side is obviously with no Zach Martin is where a lot of the movement's being done. Terrence is going in and out, and those dudes are getting. I mean, they're getting their work cut out for them. And whereas I do think it can make them better, I'm still like, what do you feel like as an offensive lineman that's trying to grow and trying to get better, but you are literally going up against some of the best, man. Like, and so I think it's a good thing, but at the same time, a part of me, like we were talking about earlier, is like, hey y'all, we need to run some plays, like hey y'all,
Right.
like I know we know that you guys can get to the quarterback really fast, but hey, we just want to play offense. So
We need to run some plays.
so no. So yeah, like that's just my thoughts on the defensive line. I think this is definitely one of the best that maybe I've seen in my lifetime. I don't know about y'all. Y'all most of y'all a little older than me.
Let me ask you a specific question to you and Tuck. What is Matt Lewesko looking like? What is Josh Ball?
Oh, Wally?
Yeah.
What you got, Tuck? You there? I ain't there.
Go, Tuck.
Yeah. So I'll say this. So yesterday at camp, Matt Lewesko started at right tackle. You had Chima Udogo. This is for team drills. Chima at left tackle. You had Matt at right, alongside Josh Ball. Matt was decent enough at the right tackle spot. Josh Ball, question mark. We saw Chima, question mark. But I wasn't too concerned about Matt at right tackle because I specifically watched Matt because he was sick and missed Monday's practice. I wanted to simply see him. I sat there and watched him for a little bit, and he wasn't bad. Granted, he got pushed back a little bit. So the same things we talked about coming out in the draft. But I think overall, as far as a swing guy would be for me personally, I would feel more comfortable with Matt Lewesko versus Chima Udoga at this point. So Matt has a lot of work to do, but I like the idea of him playing right tackle as well. So he's got those reps in. But when it talks about the defensive line spot, the thing that has me the most excited, y'all, is that I think we thought Mozzie wrong. And what I mean by that is we thought, okay, have Hankins out there, and then he'll rotate, and him and Mozzie go back and forth for nose tackle. Nah, we was wrong. Dan Quinn fully has a plan involved to have Jonathan Hankins as your 1 tech and Mozzie Smith as your 3, and you saw it on numerous reps yesterday.
People told me I was crazy when I said it.
Nah. Mozzie played a lot of 3 tech yesterday alongside Hankins, and when I tell y'all it was the ground was shaking, the damn ground was shaking with those two. Mozzie is being taught to get in the backfield, as you see right there in the clip right there, as a pass rusher, and he has the force and the leverage to do so. Now, granted, he's still a rookie. There's still a lot of gas in the tank that he needs to work on, and that was my biggest knock on him coming out of the draft. But having him alongside Hankins, it pretty much locks in that interior. Besides this play right here, this was on Monday. This was his welcome to the NFL when you had a down block with Tyron Smith on the same side as Tyler. But go back to that alignment. Yeah, so right there, I think that's Hankins at nose.
I'm about saying Hank got right there.
Yeah, that's Hankins right at nose, right? I think that's Hankins at nose. Yeah,
Yep.
Hankins
Yep.
at nose,
Hankins
and
at
then
the
boom,
one,
there's
yep.
Mozzie at your 3. So I saw that a lot Monday and then also yesterday. So there's going to be probably a rotation where Mozzie's going to play a lot more 3 tech because we thought more just like a flat out nose. I don't think that's the case. But defensive line is good. Another guy who's not being talked about, who we kind of know, I call him the Go-To Savage, is Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler is getting a lot of pressure off the edge.
Savage? Hold on.
Yeah,
wait, hold on.
You know
See, Tuck. Wait. Wait, I don't mean to cut you off. The Go-To Savage?
Bro, because he got goals. He got a mouthful of goals, man. I think I did that when I did a film breakdown on Follow. The Go-To Savage,
I like
man.
that, Tuck.
You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't... Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. That just threw me off, bro.
Yeah, man, it's with the Fowler, man. I like Fowler, man.
Me too. I love Fowler.
You know, in Cowboys Nation, man, we don't get too many gold team. You know what I'm saying? We don't get too many.
We ain't got too many.
You know what I'm saying?
But he
yeah.
But
So
go ahead. You cooking? Go ahead.
But he's getting a lot of pressure. I like Fowler, high energy, high motor guy. So he got a lot of pressure. Another guy to really watch, Iisha mentioned him, but Tyrus Wheat, he was with the 1s and the 2s in the rotations, but also Junior Fiocco got a lot of reps early on as well off the edge too. That might be because of the Sam Williams injury, and also Dorrance Armstrong is out of practice, but Tyrus Wheat and also Junior Fiocco got a lot of reps off the edge, but defensive line is playing outstanding. Bohanna had a good day of practice yesterday, so he's not to be forgotten. Y'all know I'm the leader of the Chauncey Golston gang. Chauncey looks good.
Love
Osa
Chauncey.
looks good. So it's going to be more the conversation about, Neville possibly. I think they're going to keep Bohanna just for the size. But it's going to be interesting to see how they dissect the defensive line. But I think as of right now, I have no questions or concern about our defensive front. There's a lot of wood we can toss in the fire, and those guys are revved up, and it's coming at you nonstop. So,
yeah. So let me throw this out here. Iisha Tuck. A lot of us was concerned going into camp about left guard. A lot of us was concerned about running back 2. From the reports, I feel better about left guard. And from the reports, I feel better about running back 2. So, but for the people that's getting the information, like Iisha, and the people that's out there like J Tuck. Because see, this is the thing about Iisha that she has access to. Hold on, we got Dante Fowler Sr. in the building. What's up? We ain't talked in a while. Good to see you, sir. Real quick, always good to see you. He's a coach. Yeah, it's Pop. Yeah, he cool, very good people. Coach Fowler, he coach
Yes,
defense.
thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
yes, I was gonna say that. Dante did say, I was gonna tell you that, like, he did say that he's feeling better. Like, he's feeling better. I know that he was dealing with something with his knees, and so he told me in the off season that he feels whatever he got, taken care of, he feels a lot better, and he said it's gonna show in his play.
It showed last year. So
yeah, I mean that, and that's.
And I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know you weren't saying he didn't. I just like Fowler, man. I just love him.
No, yeah.
I love Fowler, man.
Yeah, nice.
Savage.
Yeah,
he's a savage.
I love that. But go ahead, Iisha. You was cooking. You had some more on that?
No. You were talking about the guard spot and the running back 2 spot. Man, listen, when it comes to the running back room, a lot of people I've been seeing have like this panic of like, especially with the Rojo thing. And and honestly, this is my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many teams that are winning with the running back committee thing. Why the hell can't we? Why can't we? Why are we the team that has to have like, oh no, this is the lead back? Like, why does everybody have this mentality? By committee's been working for other teams, so I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, and I think Malik
Is this
Davis
fan
and
base
Rico
scary?
Dowdle- Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
that's
because
it's not
work for us.
Just that we.
This fan base is scary.
No, it's not.
This fan base is afraid of change, bro. This fan base is afraid of change, and they like tradition.
DMZ, what's he do to you, bro? What did he do?
I mean, you mean it hasn't worked? You said it hasn't worked for us, Tuck?
It hasn't worked for us. We tried it, and then we had to go right back in
to Zeke. We committed to it for real?
He got a point.
Committed to it
in 2015.
We had Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden and Joe Randall. We tried to go for it after DeMarco Murray.
We did.
Said, that ain't working.
And we went and
it didn't work because we had Matt Castle and Wistain playing quarterback. That's why it didn't work.
Okay, let me ask you a question, DLV.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And then let's be honest. Young Zeke or that committee?
Young Zeke.
All right.
Easy. Yeah, Young Zeke.
All right.
But we don't got Young Zeke right now.
So,
we ain't got that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. But see, this is the deal. I'm going to be honest on why I'm worried. I'm not going to cap. I'm being all the way in 12 touchdowns. That's a Oh, Iisha, you ain't gonna do you point like that. You not gonna wave me off. You not gonna give me the old cliff wave. No, you not.
No, I mean, I think it matters, but you gotta, like I said, like with all due respect, we saw Philly being 4th and 2, 3rd and 2 all the freaking time, and
but they had the
Miles
best
Sanders
offensive
was put
line.
back. I feel that. I get that. Cool.
Okay.
Whatever. But I do think that we as a collective, we really think too hard about this position at this point. And another thing too, when you talk about the West Coast system, I mean, Mike McCarthy uses multiple running backs. That's what he used to do. So I'm like, I also feel like we can use guys based off the matchup. what the matchup needs, what the matchup calls for. If
Yep.
these guys suck tackling in space, put Deuce out there and let his ass rumble. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that it should be the choice of which running backs are gonna get the touches. Like there were plenty of times last year where we said this should be a Tony week because they suck at tackling
Agreed.
on the edges.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
where I'm at with the running back room is I just don't understand why so many other teams that are successful can do it by committee, but we're all tight every time somebody talk about it. It's weird to me.
No.
It's because our systems weren't conducive to it, though.
No, I don't even
It
think
is
it's
now.
just that. I think when you look at the history of the Dallas Cowboys, we had so much success based on the running game. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
so the 90s was, Emmett was the key to all that. And then our best seasons, even recently, 2014, running game. 2016, running game. So it's like, it's a lot of history. So y'all take it easy on us. Because, see, I see DMV and Iisha, y'all beating us up. Y'all beating us up.
That's what I was saying, like tradition.
We the run ball
No, I was
crew.
saying we're afraid of getting away from tradition and kind of going where the game is going. You know
But
what I'm saying?
why do we
Like,
gotta go with tradition? Why can't we just do what we do well? But let me say this. Let me just say this. Because we starting to get into like, kind of like, same question that I asked about when do we say, okay, we good on Zach Martin? I'm asking the same thing on running back. And what do you need to see to feel like super good about running back?
I'm seeing it right now. I like where we at with running back, to be honest with you. I like, but here's the thing about it. When you have a running back by committee, it has to have the type of system that's going to be conducive to it. The systems that we had in the previous years, they were made for a bell cow, or it wasn't really like, oh, we gonna get our running backs in the flats, or we gonna get our guys in space. Like, a lot of this offense is gonna be a quick dump and get the guy in space, and we didn't have the backs for that. We have it for it now. And I seen Hunter Lupke run the ball on the goal line earlier at some point today. Each of these backs are gonna have a role. And I think that it'll work well together. But the only way we'll really know it for sure is when we start seeing these preseason games. So
when?
If you ask,
what do you need to see? That's what I'm saying. What would make you say? Yeah, because you said you saw it now. You already answered. My fault. You did.
Yeah. Now, but what I will tell you though is we didn't really give it so much of a chance over the previous years, because I'll tell you, we've seen preseason games where Dowdo's played well. We've seen Malik play well. Running back play has not been bad in these preseasons, but we've been so predicated on we got to put the whole thing on Zeke's shoulders because we paying him this money. Now we don't have that pressure, and whoever's the hot hand is, that's who we're gonna go with.
What you think, Tuck?
For me personally, I need to see the return. I need to see the return of Zach Martin first, and the reason why is because I'm not trying to go into the season with the whole Zach Martin, and also a whole with who's going to be your pass pro running back, because there's been instances with these pressures. We talked about how phenomenal. I'm
gonna cheat real quick. Let's assume he just came back.
All right, cool. Zach Martin's back. All right, Zach Martin's back. Then I feel a lot more better, right? But still, there's still a lot to be desired when it comes to pass pro. Tony Pollard isn't that guy. Malik Davis is very green. Deuce Vaughn doesn't have the capacity. Roe Jones suspended for 2 games as of right now. And then Hunter Lupke, tell them what their role is. And so, I just feel like the way the Cowboys traditionally with their offense has been, especially go back to last year, even though things are going to change slightly, to be able to pick up a blitzer, like who would you feel comfortable with, picking up a Micah Parsons coming through the A-gap? Who can take on that responsibility? So, I think that people don't understand the value of Zeke. Granted, the burst wasn't there, but you get 12 touchdowns. You got the pass pro, a sure pass pro who's extension of your offensive line. Like, those things aren't easily going to be replaced. I don't care how people try to spin it. So that's my 2 biggest concerns, because I feel like the veteran guy that you have back there in Ronald Jones, he's still kind of a huge question mark. So it's just like and from what I've seen at camp, I seen Deuce stud a little bit, bless his heart. Rico stepped up in the hole and took on some firepower. Rico got a lot of reps yesterday, stepped up in the hole, made some good pickups. But Is Rico going to be the guy you can depend on? I highly doubt it. So that's just a huge question mark for me. And me personally, I'm just not a fan of going into a season where I'm trying to win it all with a lot of question marks. And I feel like running back 2, pass pro is a question mark. And you have that old thing just sitting right there being miserable at lunches with Mac Jones.
I love it.
You know,
Well,
like,
I'm gonna ask you a question, Tuck.
I mean-
Tuck, I have to ask you a question.
That was a miserable at lunches.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question, Tuck. I seen Hunter Lefty in a couple of clips actually being an up back in passing situations. How has he looked in pass pro?
Yeah, I mean, he's looked decent, right? But the reps that he's gotten in those reps wasn't against the ones. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing when it comes to Hunter Lukey. Like, I want to see his reps versus our ones, and then you can really tell. And so I feel like, and I've been trying to tell my viewers this when it comes to Hunter Lukey, we'll see the real value and appreciation of him more than likely, like, as we get through training camp and get into preseason.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Mike McCarthy, because there really hasn't been a lot of 2-back sets, to be honest with you. So I feel like they're keeping some of those things close to the chest. But Hunter's a big boy, y'all. Like, he looks like a tight end. Like, he's taller than I expected. Like, he's tall, he's built, you know, wide frame. He did a lot of good things in receiving the ball as well. In those reps. So they definitely got a plan for him. I don't think they fully have unleashed what they're going to do with Hunter. But like I said, it's just like, I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's different. Thuds versus your own teammates, thuds versus the threes versus live action, bullets flying, you know what I'm saying? Shifting motions, you know, a lot of different things going on where you have to communicate and really be an extension of your offensive line. And when it came to Ezekiel Elliott, a lot of people talked about this. He was like extension with the offensive line. He was always in the offensive line film room.
He was.
You know what I'm saying?
He
was
knew the
picking up on
protections.
you know, so he knew the protections. And so that's a very important piece to your
Super.
offense. Even though this West Coast is going to be a
The
whole lot
quarterback
quicker,
rooms too.
you know, you still got to have a guy back there that can thud a little bit with these NFL linebackers. And a lot of the guys that we have is either they're very green or they're just too light to take on that capacity. So, you know, but I feel like the Cowboys, what they're going to do is, long story short, they're going to go into camp, go through preseason, watch for a few games, sit back, analyze. And if they say, nah, I ain't got it, they're going to call that old thing back.
I love it. Ooh, Tuck. Hey, man, I got to hit a button for you. Come on.
Perfect.
Boy, that ball was
Look to
cooking.
Landon Evans for the super chat, man. Just showing love. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super
We gonna
chat.
take those super chats too. But
Okay, cool.
Man, I think Zeke put us over the top, but the way that I think we should go over is let's, like you said, Tuck, let's watch these guys for at least 2 preseason games. Then let's just do some side by side, because I believe Zeke, especially with what it looks like we gonna have a, hold on real quick. I gotta take an abrupt stop because something is way out of order and we gotta fix this real quick. It's something that's, it's order in the court. Order in the court.
Not no
So
AI.
Alan Walker said, get them lights up. Hold on real quick. And this is a Philly fan, y'all.
Oh wow.
Cowboy Nation, listen, y'all. Alan Walker's a Philly fan who is lecturing to us about not having enough lights. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
San Fran fans come into this show and like, we like just the it's not even about the Cowboys. They like the vibe. They just like us talking ball.
Right.
You know, we can't let outsiders like Alan, who's supposed to hate us, beat us to the like button on our team. Can we just, you know? But I do understand, and I say the same thing, everything. I know what happened with a lot of y'all. Just being honest, this panel is cooking. It's you know, it is. It's cooking. So we'll forget. So that's your reminder. Hit that button. But let me go back real quick and Zeke, I mean, you said something the other day, Tuck, that I've been sleeping on. With the way that we've been seeing Dak and them go vertical, you would have to soften your boxes. You raised the hell of 5 point.
Right.
And what would Zeke do on real soft boxes? like he would hurt teams.
Right.
So it's like,
right.
I see the vision of what Zeke could be. You also have a guy that you really don't have to, you know, we bringing you in here for passing downs because we in a passing situation, so we'll
Right.
go with Hunter. You don't know what you're doing with Zeke back there. You can run the ball. He can come up and block. That's what a 3-down back was, you know? So, but I do want to see about 2 games. And I think everybody should get their cups out, measure the Kool-Aid, and then drink. And I mean it. Just like I said, get your cups out after you see it, measure it, and then drink.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
So my measurement is going to be after preseason game 2. That's going to be my final measurement on this matter. So
I like that. I like that.
Is
I like
that fair, DMV? Am I being fair on that, big dog?
Yeah, and I wanted to let y'all know, like, when I say I'm good right now, it means like I wanna see what these guys can do without that pressure or without that looming over them.
Yes.
Like Tony Pollard does deserve the opportunity to be the lead guy without Zeke being here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay right now with where we are. If it don't look good, you know what I'm saying? Call the whole thing back, like Tuck said.
Yeah. So we go wait and see.
Yeah, I want to say also too, during minicamp, when we did our when Mike McCarthy did his presser, I didn't see anybody really mention it, but I was like, oh, that sounds important. He said that the running back room has been obsessing about pass pro, like it's something that they've been studying. So I'm since you guys brought it up, I'm gonna try to find out if they have been working with the offensive line coaching at all, what's going on there. But as far as the pass pro thing, I said it before, I'll say it again, I really do think, to your point, Tuck, Hunter Lipke is very green. So I think the emphasis with him, the physicality part of the game he got. So I think really what it is going to be is getting him up to speed. Yeah, to be getting him up to speed with the protections. But I definitely feel like the little bit I saw from him at minicamp, his awareness is good. And this is when I was there when he was running with the ones, and the awareness was there. And so again, I do think wholeheartedly that we might look at the end of the season and that might be the guy that is the pass pro guy and that is back there, because he do got some pop and some viciousness to him. And like you said, Tuck, he has the size and he ain't scared. He's not.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for him.
He's looking to punish.
Yeah, he's not scared at all. He's not afraid to thump people. And even though they weren't in pads or they weren't in nothing, you could see that he has that aggression to want to do it. Because a lot of it, too, we talked about it. It's a lot of great running backs. Not a lot of them want to be active in pass pro. But because he has that fullback, some of that versatility at tight end, he understands how to feel, and he has awareness. So I hope that they get him up to speed with the playbook and the calls, because I do think that he could be a surefire guy because he has the size and the strength to deal with some of these guys, even if it's just chipping.
Love it. Hey, can we tag team these super chats real quick and then get into the final word?
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, go ahead, Tuck. You have one?
Oh, I just got mine. My guy Landon Evans for super chat that says show love to the content. Appreciate you. Let's see, let me scroll through all these comments here, and then my guy Skeptical Cowboys fan said Chad's Green Part 2 without Martin. So appreciate all the support, man. All the likes, all the comments, man. CFO game. Appreciate y'all.
Going too far with that would be done. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. The church is acting up. So we got over 400 people with only 261 likes. What Tuck do to y'all? What did Iisha do to y'all? Like what?
I'm dusty.
Like what did DMV? Because or is it me? Like, so I put it like this. I apologize for whatever I did. I probably did it.
It was Zach Martin.
It probably was me. It was me telling Jerry to shut his ass up. Shut your ass up.
But that's just one. That's just
bad.
Say, listen, man. Jerry gonna have your channel cut off.
I know. My bad. He gonna cut that water. He gonna cut my water off.
I know that is Iisha's boss. DMV, what are you doing?
Yeah,
come on, man. What are you doing? Like, come on. We don't want to bring no heat on Iisha, dog.
Right.
No, we tripping. But real quick though,
they about to snatch Aisha's whole notepad tomorrow, man.
But yeah, with a pen, and give me that pen too. Give me that damn pen.
The notepad. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
Right,
my
so
bad,
the rap.
Aisha. You know how I feel about bosses right now, man. I'm on one. Don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's
sorry,
real.
Jerry.
He keeping
I'm
it
sorry,
real.
Jerry.
He keeping it real. See, and I feel you. Sometimes bosses do that to us. That's real talk. Say, but real quick, I go up to these super chats now. When I go to this, I can't see new ones that's coming in. So if you send a super chat in and I don't see it, it's because I'm taking these ones that's here now. So I'm not trying to steal your money. I just letting y'all know. So first of all, we got a real good one. My boy One Handed Bandit said it's only 156 likes with 300 people. So we now have over 400 and it still need to be better. So appreciate that, One Handed. Then Q Dog said, if Mike want his job, talk to Jerry, pay Zach.
Oh, okay.
Now?
Sure.
Yeah. So I say we got some time on that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I told y'all I'm game 3. So
Yeah.
Iisha hated that. She's like, boy, you crazy. So anyway.
I don't want to see it. I
And
don't
I
want to see
feel
it. I don't.
That's too close.
Pay him.
So if we 2-0,
Big deal.
see, y'all gonna get me back fighting. I ain't gonna even get back to fight. All right, so Q Dog with another super. He said this is bigger than Zach. He is Micah coming. That would be the largest defensive contract ever. Paying Law and Zeke. Yeah. See, he said due to holdouts hurt long term. He got a point. He got a point. All right, so we got another super chat. Q Dog, another one. He said tight end to Michael's side with an RPO, aka Philly kill speed. Oh, he was talking about how to stop Michael. When we was talking about Michael killing everybody.
We should practice some of that though, because he's gonna have to see it.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then he gave another super chat, man. Go ahead, Iisha, go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to say, if y'all think that y'all gonna try that same stuff on Micah this year, and you ain't heard him talking and how he acting, good luck.
Right. Agree.
Right. He gonna blow that whole thing up.
Yeah, Mike is getting
Yeah,
ready
that's
to
what I'm
eat,
saying.
man.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
He gonna tackle both the running back and the quarterback at the same time. The way he's moving.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing I like about Micah. And somebody asked me today at the barbershop, they was like, should he just play defensive end? I said, hell no, man. I like Micah moving around. No. It just causes so much chaos. Right. Like, the offensive lineman counts are off. You create so many one-on-ones. Just moving them around is gonna cause more disruption. So
yeah, it makes everybody better. It makes everybody better when you do that. And you can't.
It does.
And if you know what side he's on, you know which side you're gonna throw to get it out quick. Like when you don't know where he is, you gotta account for. Oh damn! If I hang this ball over here, Diggs is gonna pick that thing off. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it just makes it better.
I got this in my last super chat. My boy Wee Woo said Hurts is the highest paid running back in NFL history.
Y'all leave him alone.
Hey, that was the best one.
Leave him
that was the
alone.
best one. Save the best one for last. I got one from Coach Marv.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and find. Coach Marv said DMV. Let's rename this offense with all these deep routes. Texas Toast.
You know what? I was thinking that today. I swear to God, I was thinking that.
Somebody said that.
Oh, that's old.
No, I feel like I thought the DBs who get burnt are Texas Toast.
No, they toasting people.
Yeah,
it still fit. You can force it. It don't perfectly fit, but it fit. Yeah.
Speaking of the wide receivers, I just got a super chat. Since Reggie said, "Who will be the wide receiver 4 in Dallas?" As of right now, it's
Tolbert.
Jalen Tolbert 4, Kavontae Turpin 4A. They are locked. Lock them in, pencil them, circle their names. They locked. So,
Man,
and another
Lo,
super chat. Appreciate
Tuck.
it. Says fire show. Appreciate you, my guy. But yeah, I'm
Hey,
saying
Tuck, can you talk
Tolbert
about
and Turpin. Go ahead. What's up?
Can you talk about Jalen? I was gonna say, can you talk about Jalen Brooks a little bit though? Because every time I see him, he
Yes.
roasting some
Yeah.
guy.
So
Every damn time.
outside of Tolbert and Turpin, it's an open battle, y'all. And I said this, I think today, right? With Simi Fioco, I feel like he picked the worst time to actually get hurt because the competition for that final slot is getting thin. You have Jalen Marino, who I'm very high on out of Fresno State. He's playing well. And then Jalen Brooks, number 83, who was our 7th round pick, right? He's getting off to a phenomenal start, y'all. And I feel like, there he goes, right on the clock, right? Routes are crisp, secure hands. Like, he's doing a lot of good things, and he's playing with the swagger and a step about him. So, you know, I feel like right now that final wide receiver slot is really going to come down to who can kind of find a role on special teams. And, you know, I was talking to a few of the writers last night from, like, Blogging the Boys and everything. Like, I don't know, and Boss, you might know this, and DMV might know this. Is there like a special teams guru camp, like we have a Deuce Mayweather or whatever?
I ain't never.
Y'all
heard
know
of
if anybody does that?
Mm-mm.
Because I'm thinking if
No,
I'm an
but-
agent and I have a guy who's on the cusp as like a 6th or 7th round guy, I'm training you to how to do special teams. A lot of these guys, they probably never played special teams ever in their life before.
I know a guy, but he doesn't advertise it like that though. I do know a guy.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Jalen
Yeah, because
is
I was
Jalen,
watching
that's actually
special teams rep, and I was watching special teams reps yesterday, and like Hunter Lupke was doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was very unnatural, you know, kind of doing it until Bones just told him to go down there and just blow stuff up. And we did that, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think a lot of these guys on the cusp have been coached to do special teams, depending on what's their slot, but that's going to be your easiest key to get on the NFL roster, right? So, you know, I feel like when it comes to Simi, Jalen Croper, Jalen Brooks, and also Dennis Houston had a decent day yesterday. It's going to be ever who can contribute to special teams. But as far as wide receiver 4 and 5, that's Tolbert and Turpin. And now it's going to be open range because, you know, honestly, it's been day to day. And honestly, if you look at Croper and Brooks, Simi hasn't had quite the day yet compared to those two. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys handle it. But that's a 7th round pick and an undrafted guy versus what Simi was a 5th round pick, 4th round pick, something like that. Compared to that, but that spot's going to be open for competition. And right now, I really don't know who got the lead.
Well, I would like to say that on the draft show when we talked to Jalen Brooks, he is a special team specialist. Like he's played special teams, and that's actually where he thrives. And he talked about that. Like he's willing to do it. He's not. So to your point, that was one of the things. Like if you go scout him, if you go look up some of the stuff about him, that was one of the reasons why I think they even picked him because he has when we talked to him on the phone. If you guys have time to go back and listen to his audio. His special teams, he's a specialist. Like he's considered a specialist. So that, to your point, that's something that he did in college. I don't obviously it's NFL, but yeah,
that's a hell of a nugget too.
Hell of a nugget.
Oh yeah.
And she got that from a notebook.
Yeah,
I
in a
did.
notebook.
I had to.
Boss, they said Law's trying to get involved. Boss, they said Law's trying to get in.
I can get Law in. I would have to send him a new link. But we were just finna finish.
Cool.
Let me hold. Nah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we were just finna finish, bro.
All right, cool. But
yeah,
yeah,
sorry about that, Law,
like,
bro. Because as y'all can see, like I had to, do a whole new setup for everybody. Yeah. So that's what happened, Law.
Iisha got lost spot.
Yeah, got the lost spot. Little Law, little Iisha Law.
Don't say that, man. Don't say that, man. Man, you can't do that to my dog, bro. No, bro. Nah. It's my fault, Law. I should have already had a backup plan. Producer error. My fault. Yeah, because Law, that's King Law, bro. That's $100K. That's King Law, man.
Law.
That's the real good dude, man. So now we finna get into our
and Coach Marr had another super chat, boss. He said he sees more 3-4 in this defense.
Yeah, he said that yesterday.
I feel like I feel like since Dan Quinn's been here, we have the 3-4 ingredients, but I just don't think he's gonna play it. So
I see 5-2 again. But I think we'll see though. Yeah. That's a good assumption though. When you look at what they're trying to do with LVE and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So LVE's been getting a lot of pass rush reps and extra practice too on the side as well with LVE.
Yeah, that's where I can see where that 3-4 makes sense.
Yeah, because he was off with Coach Durden on a separate like way from practice when the defensive line and the linebackers were getting reps, and he was by himself working on pass rush moves. He was on the dummies and everything, with the hands and everything. So they definitely have plans for LVE as a pass rusher, somewhere whether it's off the edge in the A gap or B gap. So you might see some of that sprinkled in there, Coach Marv, with the 3-4, because we have the ingredients, like I said, with Mozzie and Hankins and some of those guys, and those linebackers with Overshown and Jabril Cox, who's having some more pep in his step, looking like he did before the injury as well. So you gotta be excited defensively about this team. I'm excited about everything overall. The one concern I have, y'all, to be honest with you, is just that kicking competition.
Yep.
It's just not there yet. So that's my only real concern. But for the most part, I feel good how the Cowboys are currently standing.
Iisha.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. All right. So this is my question because Tuck said it earlier, and I'm still learning, and I don't know what this is. What is a table route?
So a table route, it's probably easier to draw. So you come out the backfield, and you pretty much just go out to the flat. So it's just like an out route, pretty much from the backfield. So it's like a Texas route, where you kind of come inside. And a table route, he's pretty much just going out to the flat.
Okay.
You're going to bend it out from the running back position.
I love how you move, Iisha. I love how you move. Now, it's just the humility. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people always try to be the expert at everything. That humility is just, that's why you so good. That's why you so good. Cause see, people like you not go BS people. You know what I mean? If they don't know, they tell you. But when you know, you go. So now I just love it. I just like to see you work. That's dope. You know what I mean? And it's also rare. It's rare. It's rare to see people, just, hey, I want. It's so sponge-ish. so
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Baby.
That's for everybody.
Baby.
Ask questions to learn. I do it all the time. I'll be bugging people like crazy.
Yeah.
Like some of my friends, I had a good friend who played college ball, played quarterback. I remember texting him all the time. And what's going on here? What's this relay, bro? Like, I'm like, just come on the show with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get this information one way or another about you, dog. So
So
stay inquisitive, stay learning the game, man. It's only gonna help you overall. Once you have a better understanding, completely just opens up the game to a new level. So
yeah, and I'm gonna say this, man. I'm also jump on a humility train. And I'm gonna put this in my final word. I'm gonna start the final word right now. Boy, this panel is smart. Damn. Like this show right here, this is high level, man. Like in my opinion, just I'm so used to working with my boy Law, Big Game James and the OC. I respect them greatly in their minds. I'm being all the way honest as the producer. Not having any of them and we haven't all flowed together, I was a little bit concerned about the chemistry of how we was gonna flow. We didn't miss no beat at all, bro. It's just the knowledge, the back and forth, being able to go off script, but very good back and forth debates. Man, high level final word, and I just appreciate it. And I just thank you, DMV. Obviously, man, being just honest and blunt all the time, ready to fight for your ideas. Yeah, always. That's what I love about you. You got a quiet spirit, but you're a fighter, and I love it, man. You just go, When you believe in something, you go fight for it, and I love it. You are what independence perfectly looks like. Iisha, thank you for being a pioneer. You are Jackie Robinson to us. You are. We don't get a chance unless you perform, and you doing more than perform. You know, you was a rookie last year. I mean what I say. DMV, don't get mad. You took this
Sophomore
wrong last
season
time.
loading.
Yeah, DMV was like, "What do you mean she's bland?" I'm like, "No, I don't mean bland like that. I'm talking about Bland, the player, a rookie that just killed it." And so, just thank you for all that you do. Good luck, and we will have you back when we can. Thank you for blessing us with your knowledge and just going from a fire show this morning to a fire show this evening and just spreading the knowledge to the community, man. Greatly appreciate you. Greatly. And Tuck,
Of course.
my God. I ain't gonna even lie. Tuck lost me a couple of times today. Tuck was so over, man. He was talking so many concepts. I'm like, I'm gonna have to call him in private.
I had to run it back, man, for Monday, man. Y'all people talking they're gonna soft out here, man.
No, but that boy
Trill McClay.
Man, Trill McClay. Trill McClay. Trill McClay. So, you know, my final word with you, bro. What y'all waiting on? Somebody send this man a check. This man got it.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass serious. Somebody send this man got it. Networks, professional, articulate, like diligent, hardworking. I had to kick him out the other day. Didn't I, Iisha? I'm like, bro, are you all right? His eyes was bloodshot red. Oh, boss, let's go. Let's go. I'm like, bro, you been up since 2 a.m. Boss, let's go. I'm like, bro, I'm feeling sorry. Boss, I'm rocking. So my final word is I just love to see what's happening in the community where we call ourselves new media. We not saying we better than anybody. We just a different form of, you know, talking about the Cowboys. And you mixing that with Iisha, who's a part of what we'll call old media. But all of us work together. That's the beauty. That's the beautiful part of what we're seeing more and more now, where we depend on Iisha, and then we'll report on what she say. But then they also starting to go full circle with what we saying, and I just love it. I just love what's happening in the Dallas Cowboys community, and I actually think this is also one of the keys to winning the championship, where a lot of us is putting ideas out there that's gonna help win. So my final word is, man, shout out to everybody that's out there working. And lastly, this is my last shout out. Shout out to all the supporters. I got a shirt from one of my homies. He bought this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the love. I got a hat. These are like, look how now the OC dropped off the wrong hat, but I got my own personal hat. And look at this. And this is just supporters. Look at this. Look. Hold on. Just goddamn. Can I show the shit? Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't drink no Kool-Aid. Look at that. Just say it's just the support, just the love. I'm gonna be rocking this soon too, man. So my final word is, man, I love y'all, man. Let's keep pushing these ideas to help us win a championship.
Yeah, man. That was a heck of a final word.
Yeah,
you know, and I had to follow. I got to follow it up. I just appreciate all of the love from the Cowboys community, man. You know, there's been a lot of people tagging me because they like the things that I say. I guess they like the bluntness. And there might just be a lot of people who really didn't know that I existed before. So I appreciate, Boss, you having me on this platform for a lot of people to see me out here. Tuck, Rome, I always tell you guys I appreciate you guys. Iisha, I appreciate you a lot because, you know, often, you know, we talk, but, you know, we met in Vegas and, you know, we like, you know what I'm saying, peanut butter and jelly, you my dog. But I think that this community, we make each other better, you know, just being around each other.
That's facts.
And, you know,
facts.
I know a lot of people look at it as competition. For me, I look at it as, you know, y'all are making me better. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that I look at it. You know, Growing up, I always had this one cousin that was just better than me at every sport, and I always followed him, and it made me better. That way when he wasn't around, I knew exactly what to do, and it didn't matter what room that I left in. So that's how I feel about this Cowboys community when it comes to content. I want to say that first and foremost. Shout out to DallasCowboys.com because the draft, I'm not draft coverage, but the training camp coverage has been phenomenal. Shout out to John Machota, the GOAT, you know what I'm saying, for all of the clips. Shout out to Tuck, you know what I'm saying, you out there representing us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to go to other teams' training camps and, act like.
No, we don't.
Oh, wait, I got to hit a button. I got to go ahead.
Hey, I tried not to shoot no shots.
No, I got to hit another button on that. Finish him. All right, go ahead.
I couldn't even finish that point. But, yeah, man, I appreciate all of the coverage that everybody's out there giving us right now, all of the info. It's keeping me, aware of what's going on, and I'm able to kind of piece things from where I've been. And lastly, even though, I said, shut your ass up, Jerry, I say that with love.
Ain't no way to say that with love, dog.
No, look. That's how some of me and my closest friends talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, I had one of my homeboys tell me shut my ass up this morning talking about the Cowboys because I said Micah Parsons is on another level and they want to hear it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I say shut your ass up, I say it with love. You know what I'm saying? But
you tried, bro. You tried, bro.
Yeah,
you tried to clean it up. You tried,
but nah,
bro.
we appreciate the friend.
Good attempt, though. Good attempt.
Yeah.
Super chat from Coach Boss. He said, "Boss, I want a hat. Come on, boss. Hey, this was a gift, Coach. Like, I didn't buy that." So,
yeah.
Whoever made these hats, man. Listen, I tell you what, y'all need to let us know who made these hats so we can push it. You know what I mean? We can push these out there because obviously people love these hats. But you want to finish? Was you finished, Big Dog, on your fighter work?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely finished, dog. I'm finished. Before I put my foot in my mouth and tell somebody else shut their ass up.
Hold on, real quick before you go to Patrice is the one. That's right. Yes, Patrice. Hold on, real quick. For those who want them hats, hit up Patrice. And Patrice,
I definitely need one. I look good in one of them hats, man.
Patrice, also, by the way, Patrice, because you making some sales from this channel.
I ain't sitting down for anything. But, what I want to say, man, this Cowboys community is special. And seeing it firsthand, being here at camp, all the great coverage from the .com to the writers to the radio to the content creators is cool and unique to see us all in one spot and sharing ideas and coming together for one team, right? And we just all putting our ideas together. I went to dinner last night, not the Nobu. Jerry invited me to Nobu. You know what I'm saying?
Yet.
But
not yet.
I went out to, not yet. But went out to dinner with a few of the writers, man, just putting some of our ideas and just the respect that is shown across different media outlets because it takes all of us. Like, we are really all not new media. This isn't a final word thing, man. We all live, breathe this thing of new media. From the bloggers to the writers to the radio.
New media.
Yeah, I am new media, bro. So it's like, that's what it's really about. It's a different thought process from what's being fed to our community. We don't do that because we have your best effort. We bleed this. It's all about passion. And for me, the rewarding thing isn't, when I go out to camp or go to events, people coming up to me, recognizing me from the shows and the work that we do. It's not about the fame. It's the people that come to me like, yo, I learned this from watching your show. Like, I'm really learning a lot from your film session. Like, that's one of the biggest rewards I can get, honestly, with all of this. And then not only, just the fans, right? The players. When I met some of the players, they're like, yo, Tuck, I see you always standing there front center for us on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I always wonder, do they even see it? But they see it, because they can't go and defend themselves versus ESPN and writers and different things like that. It's a bad look for their brand. But I tell them, at the end of the day, as long as you're representing that star and you're doing the right way, I'm always going to be front line for my team, defending y'all. So just that respect, man, it's definitely rewarding. So I appreciate everyone, all the support. Thanks again for everyone watching across all the channels for giving us a platform, because without y'all, there is no us. So thank you guys. And we're going to continue to provide y'all content. I'll be out there at camp tomorrow, watching my eyes, covering the team, and doing what we do best. So I appreciate all of you. Sis, Iisha, I'm super proud of you. All of you, boss man, proud of you. DMV, everybody, Rome. You know what I'm saying? Y'all victories is my victory. You know what I'm saying? When Rome hitting 20,000 is like me hitting 20,000.
Yeah.
Rome, I'm talking my stuff like I hit it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother, dog. I'm barking on him. Whoever got something to say about Rome, I what's up? I'm here front line with my brothers and sisters, man. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Let's keep doing our thing. Let's turn up this season. That's
Final word is on you, Iisha.
Barnacles, why I gotta go last?
Man, that's what it is. Listen, Law always close it out. So we put some heavy shoes on
pressure.
you. We put some heavy shoes on you. You to close out. So
So I definitely want to say thank you to everyone. Thank y'all for letting me come on and be able to get some of this football out. I really am somebody that can talk ball all day.
Yeah.
And so to get the opportunity to come and spend time with you guys and to pour into your people, I do think that our community is one of the best, if not the best. And that's why you have people from other teams trying to use our content, because we do have a lot of versatility within our content creators. And so I also want to say, thank you to all the women, all the ladies out there are trying to, there's a lot of women that are really wanting to be more involved in this game. And I want y'all to know, if you're in the chat, don't be afraid to ask me questions. Don't be afraid to come to me. I'm still learning. But one of the dopest things about doing what I do specifically is the fact that I've been able to inspire some of the women.
Yep.
And the women that love this game. And there's also women that are realizing they do love this game, or that they're interested in loving this game. And I want to say to y'all, don't let anybody deter you. If this is something you're passionate about, go do it. It's not, you are going to have your struggles, but at the same time, there is support here. And I just want any of the ladies that are around that want to do this, don't be afraid to reach out to me. And also, let's grow together. And as far as on the football side, I know you talk about not drinking the Kool-Aid, boss, but
unless it's measured, I do drink Kool-Aid.
Okay, fine. Well, if you're not
it just
taking
gotta be
sips
measured.
now, you tripping.
Nah, bro. Nah, boss. I need that Kool-Aid from House Party, bro. I need all the sugar.
Well, there ain't no measurement. That's what I'm saying. There ain't no measurement.
Yeah.
It's just raw, unfiltered Kool-Aid.
So hold on, wait. See, I have to break in just one more time. So wait. Let me be. I think by 2 preseason games, Iisha, I'm gonna be officially drunk on Kool-Aid. Cause see, I'm right, Iisha. Before you finish your final word, I'm right there at guaranteeing a Super Bowl. I'm right here. See, that's my level of Kool-Aid. Are you ready for that? Are you really ready for that level of Kool-Aid? I just want to know. And I'm going to put my money on it, too.
I tell you my level. I'm already booked for Vegas.
Wait, let me put the...
Hotel flight, we good. We already good. Man.
You already there?
I'm not sure where y'all gonna be, but I'm gonna be out there, man.
All right. But go ahead on your final word. I didn't mean to cut you off. You just kind of hit a hot button.
No, that honestly was it, man. Is I know coming into this off season, especially with the offense, y'all, let's keep it a buck here. Don't act funny. We literally this off season, everyone was like, what is this offense gonna look like? I'm nervous. And now we're starting to really see what it's looking like, and that should start to ease you some, man.
True.
Also too, if you're worried, go listen to these player interviews. All these people that say that they don't know what this offense is gonna be, we don't know what it's gonna look like. Go listen. They're telling you. They're not only telling you verbatim some of the stuff, the scheme. They're telling you with their excitement, with their body language. You can tell that this team understands they have something good on both sides of the ball. And to me, I just think we got to get behind them and let's see what happens.
Man, I hate.
Hey, Iisha. Iisha.
What's up?
What size ring you wear?
Ooh.
I wear a 4. I'm a miniature person, y'all. I'm a miniature human being.
Tell Uncle Jerry to size you up for a ring this year.
Ooh.
That's where I'm at.
I'm trying to.
I saw it coming.
That would be
I saw it coming. Give me 2 preseason games. I'm gonna be right there with you.
Tell them size me up too.
I got some stuff I gotta see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I got some stuff I gotta see. When I see what I need to see, I'm gonna be right there. So, thank y'all, man. Love it. Let's go.
Maybe I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb.
Let's go.
I will move down.
That's a dope picture.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. That's it. We got to trade. We got to trade. We got to trade.
I said this is the place to move.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it loud and clear. This is the place to move down.
Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home.
Let's go.
Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Drive a race car like a Atari now. Car filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard.
Let's go.
Go home. Go hard.
Let's go.
Go home. Go hard.
Let's go.
Go home. Go hard. Go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard. Go home. Go hard.